Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, three unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running the game as Dungeon Master.
And I'm McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today with our good friends
Jill Denitis playing Veo Senya, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, the human battlemaster.
Tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim is sponsored by none other than Skull Splitter Dice.
Yeah.
They sent us these amazing premium metal dice that we use on our show. And, last week they rolled so many crits, which can only mean one thing, that tonight they're going to roll all ones.
Oh, no.
So that's my theory. We'll see what happens there. But you can get your own set of Skull Splitter Dice by either heading to their website. If you go to their website, skullsplitterdice.com, and you want to get a set of dice for yourself, you can use the discount code DDUDES to save 15% on your first order.
When last we left our heroes, they were taking a reprieve at the clock tower after having made their way through the ruins of the South District where the meteor struck Drakkenheim 15 years ago, surviving the horrors of that area as they went to meet with the followers of the falling fire. They have now returned and find themselves at both the crossroads of the city of Drakkenheim itself and perhaps the crossroads in their own adventure.
We've explored a lot of the city since we got here. What, like a month ago?
Yeah, how long have we... What's the calendar date? How long have I been here?
Is it like morning? Is it like bright and early the next morning? Like last night, technically, I was having a bath, you were cuddling a bunch of rats, and you were staring longingly out to the city.
Yes, as you packed it in for the night, Veo, you awaken to find that many of the ratlings have departed over the night. As nocturnal creatures, they have gone all out into the city hunting. And you awaken to find many of the ratlings now sleeping in another pile. As the day dawns itself, they burrow up and hide away. And as you wake, you're all in the upper lofts of the clock tower, which I believe you've told the ratlings not to go into. Yeah. So you have a bit of privacy as you go, but you are awoken by the sound of a banging on the trapdoor below and the sound of the rat prince saying, "Oh, hello, ghosts! I have breakfast for you. Yes, yes, yes."
Yes.
Oh, God.
I'm sure
What did
it's
you bring?
delightful.
Let's
Is it-
open the hatch, I guess.
It's not people, right?
You open the hatch, and the rat prince is kind of clambering up the ladder with one hand and his tail securing himself to it, and he's holding this large satchel that is leaking blood.
Is it beef? Chicken?
Oh, it's very, very good meat. Tastes just like pork. Yes, yes, yes. And he dumps the satchel out, and it appears to be a bunch of human legs.
No.
Thank you.
No.
You like? Yes, yes, yes.
No.
Very good.
I think you can have it.
Where did these come from?
Yeah.
Just wondering. I'd like to know like the source of my food.
Yeah, is it organic?
Yes, yes, yes. It's very good for you. Very, very tasty. Yes, yes, yes. I try all of little bits. Sorry, some bite marks on that piece.
Where did you get them? I start to come towards him a little
I
bit.
promise you that they were not using them anymore.
Were they already dead?
When I cut the limbs off, yes.
I mean, it's not like I haven't done that before. I'm gonna be honest.
Remember the fish people?
Thank you.
They had many shiny things on them too. They're downstairs for you, too.
Oh. Sweet,
Oh,
sweet.
Well, I mean,
Just-
we're already accessories.
Yeah,
like
I mean-
the body's in the tower. Like, we might as well check out.
You
our-
not like your breakfast?
I love this. I'm so excited to eat it.
he grabs a foot and shoves it towards you. Be like, yes, yes, yes. Eat, 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 eat.
Can you at least barbecue it first?
We cook we're gonna cook it first.
Maybe.
What is cook?
Maybe
We're
save
going.
it.
We like our meat warm,
It's still warm, yes.
and hotter.
Wait, you said it was dead,
Yes, yes, yes.
but like,
No, when he cut it off. So I mean, it's still probably a little warm if they're.
It's
fresh.
very fresh.
did you kill him though?
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Where did you kill him?
I find them walking around in the streets in the night. Yes, yes, yes.
What were they wearing?
Wearing lots of clothes. They had some shiny, clinky bits.
Oh, maybe
Paladins?
paladins. You should let's not kill people who look like these two.
Hi,
But then what we eat?
Knowles,
No, yeah.
Oh, but they are very, very hard to kill.
but
Stringy,
taste
not
better.
not taste as good.
It's a
Oh.
challenge.
They not have as much good
Gotta
fat. Yes,
work
yes, yes.
for your meals there.
Why
Thank-
do you not want us to kill humans?
Thank you so much for this meal. We have a very important ghostly meeting that we have to have. We're going to enjoy your food after that meeting, and you will be rewarded.
You not want to talk with me?
It's for the ghosts only.
You not want to hang out with me?
We have to talk to the god, the rat god, and about that.
I just hide in corner. I be very, very quiet. Yes, yes, yes.
If the
You
rat,
not even know I hear.
if the rat god catches you in that corner, if there's even a chance, then he'll kill you.
Oh.
He's not as nice as me.
Okay, well, you give him some breakfast too. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
100%.
We'll give him
Okay.
all the breakfast because he deserves it.
I go now. And he scurries off.
Can't keep killing people.
Can you close that hatch and lock it, please?
I close it and
We kind of created.
shove a
This
stick
monster.
into lock it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I want to discuss, actually. But we're going to save that one. We're going to parking lot. Are there parking lots? We're going to wagon lot that question.
I'll horse stable it.
Guys,
Yeah, we'll
it's a
stable it
beautiful
for
day in
later.
Drakkenheim. I walked to the window. What's it like?
Well, you know, it actually is a pretty warm day
Oh.
in Drakkenheim. But it's, as usual, it's completely overcast with a light rain. So the clouds kind of hover out, and a low fog is kind of settled in over the city. But it would, if it was a couple degrees warmer, it would almost be humid.
It's a beautiful day in Drakkenheim. The air is warm. The sky is normal. And the rain is not corrosive. So I'd say we're having a good day here in Drakkenheim. But we only have one day until we have to meet with the Hooded Lanterns and the Paladins.
Mhm.
I think that we have to talk about some stuff.
What do
Yep.
you want to talk about?
How are you guys? How are you guys?
Look,
it's been a while
I-
since I've asked you that.
We're
you
making
know?
a nice conversation sandwich, like a nice soft opener. and
Yeah.
then we'll get into the meat.
I feel like we're gonna get into some pretty heavy topics.
I'm pretty sure that's the polite way to start a conversation.
I
How are
am
you?
hungry, but
There's a
I mean,
leg here.
I don't want to eat that. I'm gonna eat just some of my rations.
Oh, so
'cause-
Blip Bloop was okay.
yeah. Yeah, well,
Is
he
it because you
started
don't know
out
his
as a
name?
fish,
This
okay?
guy's name is Ryan.
No, it's more or less the type of meat. I'm not a fan of human flesh unless I have to eat it. And this, I feel
Thank
like it's
you.
not a need to do kind of moment.
Mhm.
I'm not starving on the streets. I have rations. So if dire needs, yes, we, cure it and, dry it and keep it for later.
Great.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just-
I mean, it's already there, but in this moment,
Like
not
wait-
feeling
like
fresh
no waste.
feet
A-
right early in the morning.
no waste policy.
Yeah. Drakkenheim. Never know where your next meal's gonna come from here.
You can see far out over the city,
Come from a human foot.
looking out at in the distance where the Hooded Lanterns have their barracks. And just at the edge of the visibility, you can also see the encampment of the Silver Order. And Veo, looks like they might be building a siege tower.
Wow.
There, you can see the activity from here that the Silver Order appears to be lashing together a massive wheeled wagon as tall as the city walls with a ramp on it. And it's something that only the height of it you could see from this distance. It sticks out like very obviously that they built that they're putting together this construction. The scaffolds of it are still incomplete. It doesn't look like it's been finished, but you can see the activity around the encampment of the Silver Order.
Looks like the silver soot heads are getting prepped for the battle.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be an intense thing to take on Temple Gate, I guess. Siege weaponry is actually a benefit in this case, which actually does lead me to the first question that I have for you guys.
We get in the... I want to, sit in a circle. We're going to,
should
talk
we,
big talks.
everybody pull up some seats, make sure that trap door is locked.
I sit on the trapdoor.
Is Rat Prince there?
I
Is he listening in?
I listen to see if I can hear any shuffling.
Okay.
21.
You can hear some loud snoring.
Snoring.
Yes, it sounds like several of the ratlings are sleeping down below in the rafters of the various levels. The ratlings haven't made their kind of hovels on the ground level of the tower itself. They are using the fact that they can climb very, very well to protect themselves, but they aren't going past the level where the obelisk is. So up here in your loft, there are several levels down.
And there's a mattress of some sort on the bed, correct?
Yeah, you've brought in various accoutrements to stay. So if you wanted to push some furniture or something over top of the trapdoor while you're having a conversation, you certainly could.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that whatever I have for blankets and mattresses off the bed. I'm gonna soundproof this just a little bit, just in case he gets a little bit sneaky. I don't want to have to keep listening.
And the top of the clock tower, we had there were other levels, right? Like you were kind of on a perch even above the trap door. So we could go up to that perch.
Oh
and
yeah,
have a
yeah, we could
conversation.
go up there away from the trapdoor as well. That would be better than me trying to drag my stuff down.
Yeah. So let's sit up there. So we're all sitting.
Didn't someone say that we could also be getting spied on by magical means?
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything we can really do about that.
What if we all write down what we're gonna say to each other and hide it behind pieces of... No, that's too elaborate. Let's just talk and hope for
We'll
the
talk it
best.
out. Yeah.
Let's talk and hope for the best.
And let's hope it's
I thought
only
you were gonna
one
be like tinfoil hats
assassin
or something.
wizard.
I was like, that
Don't
doesn't
worry.
block the magic.
I know magic, so I've cast Mold Earth on this facility, and they will not be spying on us.
That's all I needed was the placebo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just,
you're welcome.
just wave your hands and be like, "Ooh, it's over! It's safe now."
We can no longer be spied on here. I've magicked it.
Wow, thanks, Sebastian. You're the best. You're the most powerful sorcerer I know.
Thank you.
Is
Thank
he
you.
the only sorcerer you know?
Can it be both?
So we've met 5 factions.
Yeah. What?
Hooded
Yeah.
Lanterns, Silver. I prepared notes.
No.
Okay. I
You write
pull
things
out-
down. It's great. I just try to remember things in my noggin and
You wrote all these notes in the
Some-
bath last night?
Yeah, while I was in the bath having my wine, I wrote down some notes in my little notebook here. While I was also reading my mother's spell book. Some really interesting stuff in there, actually.
and you understand it.
I'm starting to understand bits of it.
Wow. Wow.
I'm trying.
Wowie wow.
5 factions: Hooded Lanterns, Silver Order, Amethyst Academy, Queensmen, and Cult of the Falling Fire, or the Followers of the Falling Fire, as they like to be called.
Also, the monster people.
They
like
don't really
owls.
come into play here.
They're
and
just
the-
monsters. They're not
Yeah.
really.
We're against them,
Okay,
unless you want to argue otherwise.
I'll wait.
Okay. The first thing I want to discuss actually is pros and cons of each faction.
Okay. I mean, based on what we've learned,
Should we start
So
with Hooded
far,
Lanterns?
Hooded Lanterns, they want to restore the city back to the way it was before.
Yeah.
Drakkenheim was a pretty cool place back in the day. I'm not opposed to getting back to where my childhood city was.
And they are the remnants of the city guard.
Yeah.
They stand up for what Drakkenheim used to be.
Mm-hmm.
There is that slight relevance of the fact that we're never going to go back to what Drakkenheim used to be.
They got to be a bit.
But I also think that a new Drakkenheim could benefit from a slight element of what old Drakkenheim stood for.
I think their order of, like, their idea behind order and what it could be in the city is a valuable asset.
They're also skilled and established. Like, they are of the city.
Mm-hmm.
They have a base in the city. And they have been, now that we're on good terms, they've been, I don't know, really decent with kind of agreeing with us and us working together on equal levels.
As helpful as they can be.
Pluto, what do you think?
They are human. That's a big bonus in my books.
Okay.
Good.
What else? Yeah, I think you guys hit all the notes. They seem to be like they're like the native population. Like they're people that used to live in Drakkenheim. That some of these other than maybe the Amethyst Academy, some of those other people can't claim to. Like the Paladins are from out of town, kind of like me.
Yeah. As a Caspian, does it affect you that are you like for Drakkenheim standing for Drakkenheim, or do you think
I do have a vested interest in Drakkenheim, and I think I want to see it prosper in any way.
Here, right? Because I'm here.
It's because you're here.
Yeah.
It's because you guys have given me a drive to make Drakkenheim great.
Yes.
And I think the Hooded Lanterns have, with all their shortcomings, have it like in the best of intentions.
Yeah.
I think when we mention shortcomings, we now know who the mole is. We're gonna have to give that information to
Who
them.
was the mole?
Oh yeah.
By the way, guys,
Ooh.
good job on that rescue mission with Wagner. We left him in the hands of the Queensmen. When we went to fight the T-Rex, he just got taken back to a prison cell, and we never talked about it again. At least we know who the mole is.
I totally forgot.
But do we? It could be anyone
You
at
forgot?
any time.
I forgot about Wagner.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe this is him though. This could be him. Like that could be his foot for all we know.
Oh no!
Well, then,
I'm pretty sure
crisis
they were wearing
averted.
shiny stuff. So.
But what are
Probably
the
not.
negatives of the Hooded Lanterns? I think if I'm going to start right off the bat, they are a little reluctant to change, and change is inevitable.
Change it up.
And they're not on board
Changes already
with.
happened.
I don't think they're fully on board with New Drakkenheim. And New Drakkenheim has, like, what faction do you think is the most willingness to work with others? Because none of these factions can just take over. Like whatever the New Drakkenheim is, it's gonna be a buffet, if you will.
I'm
of
imagining
factions.
that we'll need at least 2 or 3 factions who can agree to work together in order to take Drakkenheim
At least for the
back.
start, and then they can, like, life finds a
So-
way.
But at least we know that the Lanterns are willing to work with the Paladins, even though if they don't necessarily want maybe the same outcome. We don't know that yet, but
Mhm.
they've already shown their willingness to work with the Paladins.
So let's talk about the Silver Order then.
Okay.
Pros and cons.
Pros
Uh,
are super powerful.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Resources.
Firepower?
resources and
Mhm.
firepower.
So killing
So they
monsters-
can get things done. I
Yep.
think they can get the work that needs to be done in Drakkenheim done. What they expect after that, I'm a bit concerned about.
That is the concern. Is they've told us many things. They've told us that they're not here to take over Drakkenheim. They're not here to, like, I don't know, forcefully infiltrate and like they're not going to try to turn Drakkenheim into Caspia. Is kind of what they promised us.
But
Or wait, they're from Illyria.
Yes, they're Illyrians.
turn
They,
it
ser-
into
they,
Illyria.
they serve the hierarchy.
Right.
But they've also been pretty explicit about saying that they'll do what they need to do as long as they think it's right. Like, I think if we got to a point where the Lanterns and the Paladins didn't agree, then the Paladins would have more leverage with their firepower to take over. So how
Like,
much power do we really
I
wanna
like
give them?
Illyrians. I'm not all Illyrians, but I think they're a good people. Where it becomes a little more challenging is that this is a very focused group of people. Like they're religious. They have a very set way of thinking. So they're not just like, it's not just like Illyrians or Caspians. They're devoted to their cause. So that can also make them a little difficult to steer in the right direction when we need to.
Yeah.
That could be a con.
They're not squishy and manipulative.
Yeah, and because they're
relatable.
so devout in their choices, even if we have overwhelming evidence to say do one thing, if their beliefs or their system or even that their like higher command decide that they don't care, it's so hard to get them to sway. Whereas some other people, I feel like, are a little easier to convince when things change.
I even think the Hooded Lanterns are easier to convince with evidence. They're more sound in that way.
I've never been one to get along with Paladins, and actually when I first heard they were coming, I had full intentions of fighting them off. But given the circumstances, they actually seem like they could be very helpful in the taking of Drakkenheim.
I also think they're more like they're more easygoing if it comes down to, say, the queen telling them that they need to leave versus just commoners like us telling them they need to leave, right? So I think they respect the hierarchy.
Which is also, I think, another pro for the Hooded Lanterns is that they are protecting the queen, and she is she's not the same as she once was, but she still is a ticket that we have to say the queen of Drakkenheim wants this.
Yeah.
And so far, the Queen of Drakkenheim wants us to reclaim Drakkenheim.
Yep. Yeah.
And wants...
And find her children.
And find her children. And that's, I think, one of the most important missions that we have right now.
Yeah. But I think without the queen, not that I want to put that thought there, but if something were to happen to her and the Hooded Lanterns didn't have it, then I think that would make it more difficult with the Paladins. But so far, we've got our cards flowing right there, so...
What about the Amethyst Academy?
Bunch of manipulative jerks.
I mean, I grew up with them.
You didn't mention it.
Sorry. The sass.
I don't know why I was so sassy right there.
Pluto.
Sorry, continue.
Okay.
I think they're arrogant jerks, and they're magic. Like, they can't see us, thankfully, to your magic, but they just it's frustrating that they think they're all high and mighty because they can make things, and they have a tower that floats.
What's giving you that impression?
Yeah.
Because they kind of...
They're secretive.
They hired us, but then they also dismissed us just as easily, like we were just work people. Like,
I mean, we are.
Look how much we did, such great things. I thought we were on the same level. I feel like they think that they're above other people, and I worry with that kind of leadership in a new Drakkenheim.
Yeah, but they can cast spells, so I mean, you know.
But they were also here before.
Very elitist.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
and for order to be, there needs to be a little bit less. I think they're very big-headed.
Magic might be very handy.
Magic, it's fine.
Not only magic, but you know what the
but
Amethyst...
you can find magic in a lot of... You have magic.
Well, let's talk about pros and cons. If we're talking about pros and cons, the Amethyst Academy knows how to handle delirium. Knows how to do really cool things with delirium. We could rebuild Drakkenheim as like a city that exports delirium potions.
Yeah.
That could be our main export.
Our export and help our economy.
Like there is an opportunity here that we turn the fall of Drakkenheim into a profit, and the Amethyst Academy knows what to do with delirium.
It's a lot of tuna, yeah. A lot of tuna. My only pro, they have a lot of resources that seemingly they're keeping from us, which, again, we don't know whether they want to use it for good or bad, but they're a big unknown. They're a big question mark right now. And, like, I don't know if being a question mark is necessarily working in their favor in order to make the decision of whether we should help them or not.
What's confusing for me is, I mean, I lived with the Amethyst Academy for years before the incident. Not the incident of the meteor, but the incident of Mouse.
Different
Cat.
incident.
But even then, they were secretive. Like, I had friends and I learned how to use magic and they were really helpful, but I never really knew everything that was going on there.
Their
at
secrets
any
have
time.
secrets. Their secrets have secrets have secrets. They're kept in little boxes that only certain people have keys to, like the bomb that we lost.
Sebastian, you know that only full members of the Academy are admitted into the towers of the Amethyst Academy, which are found throughout the world. They maintain separate schools for aspirants like yourself.
So I was never in one of the towers. I've
Never.
only ever gone to school under the Amethyst Academy.
Exactly.
Which school? Was it here?
Like the University
was the
of
school?
Miami in Ohio.
Would have been far off in Witchcross in the Elser Vale.
Oh, you've traveled all over.
Yeah, I was gone for a while.
Yeah.
I was pretty far away.
Yeah.
Took me a while to get back here.
It's tradition in the Academy that they don't train aspirants anywhere close to where they grew up.
Wow.
I mean, that was probably a good thing for me. They took me out of there, like a week before the meteor hit.
Mm-hmm.
So Amethyst Academy, big unknown, but lots of resources. That's what it comes down
Cons.
to. Big unknown.
I don't think they're really willing to work with a lot of other factions.
One thing that is interesting is the people that you've met from the Amethyst Academy are not the people in charge of the Amethyst Academy.
Who's in
Mhm.
charge?
I don't know.
There. So
That-
con.
That's a con.
Yeah.
We've talked to my mentor, but my mentor works for other people, and I do not know who that is.
You
I would
are very
say,
close to the academy.
have we even really met the Academy?
Not really.
We've met
We've met
two
two
of the academy.
But we haven't met
Magic
the
users.
Academy. Just like when we met the Falling Fire. We'd met the Falling Fire, but we hadn't actually gotten an idea about who they were and what
until
they were
we
up
met
to.
Lucretia.
Yes. So really, I would even consider them a faction we haven't really met.
That's true. We need to ask them some questions. I think they've been gone for a while. They took our mirror.
We should go to the tower.
We should go to that tower.
Yeah.
We should go see.
That's going to probably be an important mission that we might have to do after the battle
I was
tomorrow.
gonna say more important or less
No,
important?
we have a battle tomorrow. So that's most important.
Yeah.
But what about the Queensmen, guys?
I very much dislike them. So, like, I'm going to start with the cons here. They manipulate the crap out of us.
They broke us and had us bend the knee by force.
Yeah.
To work with them. It's not.
They've tried to
ideal.
kill us multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've never really done anything to make me want to work with them except out of fear.
Fear and
Which-
frustration.
But here is one thing that I will bring up. They have a T-Rex.
Yeah.
When we are storming the gates of Castle Draken, do you want to ride a T-Rex into battle?
But if that's what they're going on based on resources, right? Yes, they have a T-Rex, but their information is their resource. And that's a big pro, and that's probably the biggest pro I have right now for any of the factions, is that they've given even a tidbit of information towards where my dad may be.
What's interesting is the Queensmen don't necessarily have all the information. The Queen of Thieves does.
Yeah.
So if we are in agreement, what's your opinion on the Queensmen? Do you love them, hate them? Do you want to work for them? Do you not want to?
They. At least we know where they stand. Like there's no secretive.
Is that enough to work with them, though?
Well, there's
Do we?
no secondary plan. Like that's the reason why I'm hesitant with the Amethyst Academy. I might not like the Queen of Thieves, but she's so transparent with her ideas for how Drakkenheim should be ruled. Like there's no I don't get surprised by her.
Yeah.
as much as I do.
We
some
don't
of the
even
other
know who
factions.
she is.
That's true.
But the thing is that
So she's technically a question mark too.
and we kind of owe her our lives a little bit.
Yeah.
We also
A little bit?
We almost died because of her. No, Pluto. This is not a good point of view to have when somebody threatens to kill you, puts you on the brink of death, and then says, "No, I'll spare you." That's not us owing her our lives.
Let's chains
Well, we s-
manacles around our hands.
Well, we still would be dead.
Yeah, because of her.
Yeah, but also because of her. So like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's great, but she's also at least we know where they stand,
Yeah.
Perhaps there's a way that we can.
and we can use that to our advantage.
I feel like I'd be once I get what I need from her, I'd backstab her.
I think that there might be an opportunity that we could maybe look at where we dismantle the Queen's Men and just have the Queen of Thieves, and with no options left, maybe she works with us
Like,
if she has nothing
the
else.
Crime
Potentially.
is, I think, always gonna come back, and she's a major player in that.
But crime
So,
will run rampant.
If we can maybe find a way to like deal with her before next, like New Drakkenheim. I'm trying to think. Of
Use
what's
her
new-
until we don't need her anymore.
Yeah, like, and just at least we know where she stands. My concern with the Amethyst Academy is that they could be gathering some, like they're already making weapons of mass destruction. Like they could blow up Drakkenheim by accident before even the Queensmen have a chance to ruin it.
Yeah.
And with their crime. So like that's why I feel like I trust the Queensmen more than the Amethyst Academy, based on exactly what we know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hear you.
It's not. I'm not saying that either of them are good or bad. It's just that I find
we
that
need-
at least I know more about.
Maybe we just need more information to be able to make an educated guess about the academy. So that would be, I'd say, like a high priority in order to make a decision whether we want to
Because they
continue
could be
working with
manipulating
them.
you with magic.
What? Magic works that way?
Magic works in any way that I think it does.
That's true.
Lastly, Cult of the Falling Fire.
They're just a bunch of
They-
crazies.
Yeah, at least
They almost had me, guys, but
what a
really,
wild card.
It was because she seemed really nice, but at the end of the day, like
There's
I want to be a hero. I want to be valued. I want like to do something good for Drakkenheim. I want to be with other people who apparently have had the same visions as me, but not by jamming a piece of delirium in my chest.
Now-
I'm not okay
when
with
it comes
that.
to pros and cons, like they are as crazy as the Paladins when it comes to
Crazier.
crazier than the Paladins, but they don't have the resources to, like, from what we've seen, to back it up.
They do have something though that is really intriguing to me, although horrifying.
They can go in the delirium.
Everybody who has the rock jammed in their chest seems fine. They seem healthy.
Yeah, it's freaking me
I
out.
wonder
Man.
what the Amethyst Academy thinks about that. I'm sure they've seen it.
So this is why the Amethyst Academy falls higher on my list of people to trust. Because we still need the Amethyst Academy for information, and I think they might be able to tell us more. I'm going to throw this out there. I do not want to work with the Cult of the Falling Fire. At this current moment, they freak me out. But they do have something that we need, and that is an understanding of how to survive in the delirium haze.
So they can be useful for some information, but only very specific information. Like,
Perhaps whatever's happening to their bodies by jamming a rock into their heart, we can mimic in a potion or something like that. That
Maybe.
maybe doesn't need to be jammed into a chest and make you have bowel movements for days.
I would appreciate that.
you know, what'd be really scary is
Although-
if Oscar started working with them.
Actually, guys, come to think about it, in order to make Pluto Jackson immune to the haze, we had to jam a needle into his heart, filled with a...
Then he had a really bad reaction. after
Yeah, but
that.
maybe that's... I don't know. Maybe there's a correlation there that you need to... I don't know. Anyway.
Hmm.
I'm not a
thing-
man of science.
One thing you brought up was it comes back to delirium. Delirium's a big part of Drakkenheim now.
Yeah.
You
Dude.
have factions that want to use it and sell it. You have factions that want to destroy it, and
Mhm.
factions that want to keep it. Where is delirium like? Do we need to get rid of it all so that the city goes back to normal? do we try to incorporate it, like you said, into the like? From what I see, delirium causes a lot of problems.
Okay, so here's a question, and we're gonna do a vote.
Okay.
All those who think a new Drakkenheim has delirium as a part of it, raise your hand. Okay.
I don't see how it's avoidable.
We could ship it all out. We could destroy it all. The Paladins know how to blow it up.
That's true. But it's
And
also
then
become,
that could be part of... That could be how you restore it.
you know
But
what?
is that how you, like, how is Drakkenheim going to get on its feet after that without relying on other cities to be indebted to them to get them back on their feet? I think if the delirium can be used economically, that way Drakkenheim can not only potentially get rid of it and use it, but also get some money out of it and
rebuild.
to rebuild. That's the thing, is like you can get rid of it, but then you're left with a broken city.
I will bring up a point on the other end.
Yeah.
If we are going to use delirium, we need to find a way to neutralize the haze.
Yeah.
That's
Like, if I don't know if you guys remember, but there's a crater.
yeah. I mean that
And
could
there's
become
like literally toxic air spread out through the entire city. All I'm saying is,
if we can find a way to neutralize the haze, then it becomes a mineable resource.
Yeah.
But-
if you can treat it like a resource, then-
If we can, oh man, am I in the middle on this? So we have
well, it's guy. I just want to be like, the way I see a city operating is not with like a foreign meteor substance that turns people into glass.
Oh, I agree. I think the haze needs to go, but I think the delirium itself, mined in smaller quantities, can be a valuable resource for the economy. Not that I
think it's.
Let's-
I
like,
think it's too dangerous.
I think I
When
heard
did
that
Vale
somewhere.
get a degree in economics?
Yeah, I think.
I'm like,
think
I heard
it's-
some things in the palace once when I was young. It's probably the extent of my knowledge.
No,
that
no.
makes you more qualified than most economists.
Veo,
Sweet.
actually, her entire survival has been on the form of trade.
This is true.
I mean,
Trading delirium for goods. So she knows that
Well-
Trading
delirium is a
delirium
tradable resource.
for
And
fish.
who buys the delirium?
Amethyst Academy.
Yeah,
That
they
make
have really
bombs.
kept my belly full. Well, not even full, but like semi happy.
So here's the big question.
mhm.
I think that we all need to pick 2 factions that we think we would work with and 2 that we think we wouldn't.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Not me.
Not me.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
You
I
asked the
shouldn't have
question.
let that hang.
You thought I
Who
was
do you
gonna
wanna
say
work with?
first. Who do you want to work with?
Honestly, from everything that I've seen so far, I still think the Hooded Lanterns and the Paladins are our best resource for reclaiming Drakkenheim. But I'm not done with the Amethyst Academy. I don't know which side of the line they fall on, but for me, they are the middle ground, and they could go either way. They are a valuable resource, they have a lot of knowledge, and they might be one of the best people to handle delirium problems in Drakkenheim. The Paladins and the Hooded Lanterns, I think, are an excellent fighting force that could protect Drakkenheim, rebuild the military, and they both stand for relatively noble causes, although one group of them are from a foreign country. We also have the other, which is the Hooded Lanterns, to counter that. And if anything, if the Paladins try to step on this turf and say, no, this is our turf, really that's just going to start a war between them and the Hooded Lanterns that we can back out of.
Yeah.
And say, okay, whatever, guys, but I thought we were working together.
Yeah.
But right now they are working together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that shows that the Paladins might be okay with working with Drakkenheim, not against Drakkenheim.
Hmm.
That's my views. Queen's Men, I could see use for them, but I do not trust them at all. And the Cult of the Falling Fire, I kind of don't want to talk to again, because they have the potential to manipulate me, because they really like to talk to my wants. But then they want to jam a rock in my chest, and it freaks me out. Next.
Go Plutes.
Yeah, I'd say that I agree with your choices, except the Amethyst Academy.
Who would you put as a maybe then instead of amethyst?
Probably the Queensmen.
Okay.
Because again, I think they're the middle to lower class of people. They have a lot of support from people that are still surviving in Drakkenheim, and maybe she can be leaned on in certain circumstances to do the right thing. And when we say right thing, like, they're all about survival, which has gotten them this far. And I'm sure, Veo, you've had your moments when you've done stuff like eat people where you've had to compromise. And I think we've all had to make compromises. My big concern with the Amethyst Academy is that they make bombs, they still have kept you in the dark, and you've known them your whole life, and you still don't know key things about them. And the fact that they have all this knowledge, like the fact that there's something with the tower that was shut off 100 years ago that they knew about, and they knew about your mom's secrets. They are a shady bunch, and they don't let anyone in, and that makes me more nervous. And again, like, as I put them close to the Queensmen and the Amethyst Academy, I put them very close together. But at least the Queens, at least, number one, she let us live. But besides that, she at least is honest about what she wants. The Amethyst Academy has just kept us so in the dark that they could be plotting, they could be using us, they could also be, I don't know, and that scares me. So at least the Queensmen is the enemy I know.
I hear you.
And then the Cult of the Falling Fire, I'm kind of with you on that. It kind of freaked me out. I would love to know more, but how do they? Is it like a youth thing? Is it like an antioxidant cream that is the heart thing? I don't know how that works.
There's one way to find out.
Is that a makeup company that owns that? The rights to that? And my big thing with the Paladins is that if they can blow up I know you guys see the economical value, but I also see like the danger that, and what we don't know. I want to know what happens to people after like 2 years of having a gem in their chest. That can't be good. This amount of exposure has obviously turned people into monsters. So I feel like any part of delirium being around for future Drakkenheim, for people to just have normal lives, is like, I feel like if it's a big mine, then yeah. But if you want it to be a city again, I don't think delirium can play any part in it. That's how I feel.
Very good views.
Yeah.
Respect.
And then who did I miss? Did I miss anyone?
No.
No, I think
Hooded Lantern, Silver Order, Amethyst Academy,
Yeah.
Queensman, Cult of the Fallen.
That's how Pluto Jackson feels.
You both
Veil.
make really compelling arguments. And I agree, like, my gut is telling me that the Hooded Lanterns have the purest intentions of what the city should be. I trust their judgment that if they're going to work with the Paladins, that is the right route. I see value in delirium, but I think you're right, Pluto. I think when I envision what Drakkenheim used to be and wanting to get it back to the same place as my childhood, delirium is not part of that. Like, new Drakkenheim, maybe, but if we're trying to get it as close as we can to what it was before, my thing is, unless there's something magical that happens or practical that can get rid of the delirium, it is no near future that it's really not going to exist within that area. But if there was a way, that would be a start to getting it back to the way it was. I agree with you on knowing, the enemy that you know. I want to dig deeper and find out what the Academy is about so I can make a proper decision based on whether or not they're keeping things from us for the sake of a proper plan, or whether they're just keeping things from us because they're a bit more sinister. But if I can know that, then at least I can make a clear decision about who my true enemy is.
When we see the Amethyst Academy again, I'd like to talk to Eldrick. Just me and him. It's been a long time, but I just hope that he sees me as somebody who, he taught me.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am trying to do something good, hopefully. And I hope that I can like talk to him as a person and not have him. I can't imagine he would backstab me. He's been kind of like a second father figure. He raised me almost more than my dad did.
You won't know until you ask him.
I know.
And if he's not willing, that says a lot, right? I know there's a lot that they need to keep for their own order, but if he's that close and he thinks of you that way, then there shouldn't be anything that he's willing to hide. My other thought as well is not just asking the Academy, how much have we talked to other factions about what they know about the Academy? What is the Queen potentially, the Queensman Queen, not the Queen.
Queen of Thieves.
Queen of Thieves.
And then there's the Queen of Drakkenheim.
Yes.
So the Queen of Thieves.
Queen of Thieves. What does she know about the Academy and what they're up to? Because I bet you she's holding back a bit.
And talk to the Queen of Thieves anytime soon.
Not yet. But if we happen to come around, you never know, and she'll pop her random
We'll go
face.
say hi to Wagner and then see if we can...
But I think it's checking and seeing what the next steps are for the Hooded Lanterns in this battle for the Paladins is going to be, I think, in our best interest. And then, yeah, I would dig into the Amethyst Academy to find out a bit more about them.
So you're for the Hooded Lanterns.
Yeah.
Question mark on the Amethyst Academy.
Yeah.
Paladins.
They're with, as far as I'm concerned, they're connected to the Hooded Lanterns in my mind at this point. Like, you can't not work with one and work with the other.
Fair. And then when it comes to the Queensmen and the Falling Fire.
Falling Fire, they're just a fly in my face right now. You know, if I need it as like a garnish, I'll eat it. But, yeah. What was the other one? Oh, the thieves. The thieves have information about my dad, so I'm gonna use them, squeeze them like a lemon until I get what I need to, and then boop, out they go. So I trust your judgment on that because I don't think they are what's right. I think they're all for, ruling Drakkenheim with no ruling, and I don't think that's.
I don't think we're going to let them
needs.
get into power, but I also don't think we can get rid of them.
No.
So I think it's more like, how can we maybe help aim their intentions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be impossible to get rid of them because, a meteor didn't, so.
And they have some wicked skills of information gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
That I am envious of.
We should figure out how. They have a lot of people in a lot of places.
They could teach so many.
Obviously, Wagner is a perfect example of how they're gaining information. One question, this one is for short answers only. What do you guys want from New Drakkenheim? Like, what do you imagine?
A horse.
That's good. I like that. That's a good, solid, short answer. Very concise and to the point.
Really wrap
You would like a new horse.
I want a new horse.
When all of this is said and done, you would like a new horse for your efforts in Drakkenheim.
Is that it? Do I get one thing? I
No.
get one gift?
No.
Well, it's just one of the things then.
Okay.
But I want
What else do you want? Like, what's your? You know what? This actually ties in with another question I have, which is, what's your most important goal, Pluto Jackson?
Is to eat a well-balanced diet. I don't know.
That's my goal too.
Can I?
Is it to find that document? Is that like your main?
Basically, like, if I don't do that, I go home a failure.
So that's
everything that I've come here for is lost.
I think that's something that's very important for the three of us to understand is we're a team now, and we're going to be a team. So if that document is the most important thing that you need to do before we're done with
I keep
this
forgetting
city,
how important it is. And sometimes we just walk around Drakkenheim, and I keep being like, man, I should really get on getting that document.
we're going to help you
working
do
on
that.
it.
I killed a lot of my men for that.
It's like an in progress.
Rat food.
I think once we do this with the Paladins and the Hooded
that's the hope.
Lanterns, that'll hopefully help you out there. I hope.
Yeah.
My two goals. If my dad is there, then it's great. I don't even care if it's all monsters and full of delirium. Like, if my dad's there, he'll have a better idea about what we can do. So I trust his judgment. So let's find my dad. And ultimately, New Drakkenheim, I would like to see food in the belly of every hungry cat. And by cat, I mean any people.
Okay.
Yes. So when it comes to like talking about the thieves they want to survive, I can relate to that. Right?
So find your dad and
Food for everyone.
food for everyone.
Yes.
For me, I mean, the reason I came to the city in the first place was to learn about my connection to the meteor. But I think more so now I want to learn about my mother, because that all seems to be a big part of it. So I want to learn about my mother.
Mm-hmm.
That is my big goal, is because I think that learning the truth of what happened to my mother leads to the truth of what happened to me. On top of that, I just want to kind of make it out of this thing with the three of us peacefully riding into a sunset alive.
I do want to be alive. That's actually probably my number one goal if I can survive this.
I mean, I just want to make sure that the people who live nearby, like my dad's new family, I want
to live forever, and I never want to die, and all my friends are happy, and I have
that's what
food.
I want. No, but I want to learn about my mother, and I want to learn about the meteor, and other than that, I just want to I don't want to do this forever.
Wow, you're already planning your
Wants to
retirement?
retire.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
planning my retirement. I'm in a city where I get almost killed every day. When this is over, I'm hoping that I can, I don't know, teach some kids how to cast spells or something.
Maybe inner city kids,
Yeah.
like the ones inside Drakkenheim that
Yeah.
are melted from.
I'll start
delirium.
my own wizarding school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sebastian Crow's school for kids who can't cast spells too good.
And want to do other things good too. Yes.
It's a really detailed
for
design.
for glass arm people
Yeah,
and
anybody.
zombie people.
You know,
and
nobody needs to be discriminated against just because
fish
they're
people.
magical.
Yeah.
So,
Hey. No.
okay.
No.
They need to do some magic. I mean, they could learn it, or they can be
No,
born
I mean, nobody
with
should
it.
be discriminated against for being magic.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I thought you were saying, well, and I'm like, come on, Theo.
No.
Come on.
I thought you were saying that people should only be chosen for magic if they're only certain people.
No,
everyone
no,
should have magic.
Everybody who can do magic should be accepted as a magic user and should not be looked at as a horrible member of society.
You're not a horrible member of society. You're the
I
best
just burnt,
member of
I
society.
burnt down a few buildings. It wasn't anyway.
Isn't Veo cast magic and she hasn't burned down anything? Maybe it's just you.
Wait, that
It's true.
Like all I'm saying is you're the one that lights people on fire. All the other magicians that I know don't light anyone on
it's
fire.
an emotional trigger. I don't. It's I.
Ooh,
like, as
I
much
know
as-
other magicians who have set people on fire.
Like by accident.
Pluto.
No.
All I'm saying.
Far
Pluto.
from it.
I just feel like I
Team.
feel like this is very much a you a focus, and we'll help you. It's
Yeah.
just that. You're
Am I the bad guy?
No. Pluto.
No.
Pluto, we got...
No,
Should
you're
I go
not
join
bad.
the
It's just that,
falling fire? At
like,
least they thought I was
of all
a
the
hero.
magicians that I
progress
know, you're
gone.
the only one that lights people
With
on fire and accidentally brings.
I'm
Technically, I don't know if you caused the asteroid or the meteor.
No, I control my magic now.
Oh, okay.
My magic doesn't control me. I turned you into an ape. That was intentional, believe it or not. Me turning into the ape the first time was not, but
Hey, I'm just kind of going with what you said.
I have one more question. Can we check the trapdoor again?
I go back down and I check.
I listen at the trapdoor.
27.
It is clear. The ratlings are not trying to eavesdrop on you.
I come back up.
Guys, we have one issue that I think we're all afraid to talk about.
Yeah, we have to
What?
promote the Rat King
No,
or the Rat Prince to Rat King.
I
King
don't
of the
think
rats.
I don't think that there's any way that the Hooded Lanterns or the Silver Order are going to be okay with leaving ratlings alive in the city. So the last question that I have for you guys.
I knew this was gonna come up.
The Rat Prince has been an amazing guide, and we have
Come on, just say it. Say it. Bone up and say it. Just say it. Say what you're thinking. Don't make us think it without you saying it. That's not fair to us.
Do we have to kill the ratlings at some point? Do we need to take out the rat prince? He's killed hooded lanterns. He's killed paladins. He is killing our allies because he is insane. Yes.
Yeah, actually,
yes, Veo.
Actually, if we can
He's
we do the
just
same
trying to
thing,
survive.
He is a sociopath.
Veo and
We
Sebastian?
might be bordering on that, but he is.
Who do we trust? The Rat Prince. Raise your hand if you trust the Rat Prince.
He's not going to lie to us, but he's going to keep murdering people.
I think we just need to use.
Okay, but
him.
we keep murdering people too.
Yeah.
Technically, we're
Yeah,
just.
but he doesn't understand. Like, we can say, don't kill hooded lanterns, and he says, I don't know. Don't go kill people that look like us. I don't know. Like, he won't get it. He doesn't have the capacity to understand. I tried to give him rules to not go upstairs, and it confused the heck out of him.
Okay, I have a good question for you.
What?
Do you think the Rat Prince has better moral or worse moral values than the thieves?
Yes. He kills anything and eats it.
Just want to say they've tried to kill us more times than he's tried to kill us.
Yeah, because we terrified him into believing that we are talking for his god.
So I'll agree with you that they cannot continue to kill people under our watch. But is it really our duty to murder all the ratlings, or is that the Hooded Lantern's job?
Like, maybe we just have to distance ourselves from him
Yeah.
as an ally.
Maybe he just can't stay at our house anymore, and he needs to go back to his
Because of
own.
all the due to the kill.
How do we tell him that without him trying to kill us?
We have to break up with the Rat Prince.
Well, I just think that
And this is going to be the hardest thing we've ever done in Drakkenheim.
I
Besides
just think
picking
you know what?
flowers.
You know
that
what? No,
one
no,
time.
no. I've got a good way of doing it. We yes, it's safe for them here, but we need him to go back to the rat's nest, and we need their eyes around the city. I think they can still be valuable. And you know what? Again, if the paladins and the hooded lanterns end up killing ratlings, fine. Can't have that emotional attachment to them, but I think they can still be valuable for the eyes and ears of the city.
I will take on all of the Queen's men and Big Linda. But breaking up with the Rat Prince is harder.
I'll do it.
And it's harder because really our whole relationship is built on a lie.
I'll continue to lie to him. That's fine.
The
I have no
first-
qualms about lying to the Rat Prince.
Like
about
what
who
is
we
our
are.
relate? That's the most toxic relationship we've ever had.
It was the first. Well, to be fair, most of the relationships that I have developed, other than with you two, has been based on lies. That is literally how I've been doing my job as a wizard. Not a wizard, a sorcerer, bounty hunter.
But that's how you survive.
Was to lie myself in and out of places, lie myself into power, lie myself everywhere. And of course, when I arrived in Drakkenheim, I just assumed that I had to keep lying myself into places, including with the Rat Prince. That was one of the first major lies I told,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked.
Yeah.
I just kept lying, and it kept working.
Why can't we continue that?
Because he is on a murder spree.
Like I said, is it our job to rid the city of all the ratlings?
No, but
No.
then we need to...
But I don't think
we
they can
need
stay at our
to-
place.
I don't think we can be allies.
Do you want boundaries? Do
Yeah,
you
we
want
need
some more
boundaries.
But I'm gonna miss him.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't
Look.
think you've really. I don't think you're over it.
I'm not
Yeah,
over
I
it.
think you're too emotionally attached.
Yeah, you need to.
I think
step
I can
away from
separate
this.
my emotions and
Like I'm
use
okay
him
with
as a
the. I'm
pawn,
okay with the
'cause-
agreement we have. Sometimes he kills people. I just don't need to know who they are.
I mean, like, I have a pet dog now, and sometimes it kills people, but I love it so much. And I think the Rat Prince is kind of like another pet dog to me.
then are you going to get rid of your dog too?
No.
well then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
because the
answers your
dog.
question.
No. Here's the difference. If I say to the Rat Prince, "Go attack that guy," Rat Prince probably will, and then he'll attack like 6 other people that I didn't tell him to attack and eat them. The dog only attacks people.
You
that
know
I
what you
tell him
need
to.
then? You need to just like use your firebolt, and every time he does something bad, just bad Rat Prince. You got to train him. We haven't done our due diligence as proper.
Yeah, we actually
rattling
have not-
owners.
yeah, we are not good rat owners. We did not follow the rules.
Okay.
We just let him have his way, and now he's gone to some
Mhm.
bad habits.
The decision doesn't need to be made right now, but I'm just saying be aware beyond our friendship with the Rat Prince, our friendship, which is based purely on lies and the fact
fine.
that the Rat Prince thinks that we are gods or descendants of gods, keep in mind his actions
Oh,
and
yeah.
what we can and can't control, and what the people who we're going to be aligning ourselves with see when they look at the Rat Prince and the Ratlings. If we try to present them as a way of navigating the sewers to the Hooded Lanterns or the Silver Order, I mean, we might just not maybe we should just never bring that up.
Oh, yeah. I think they need to be our own thing. And we don't need to tell the Hooded Lanterns all our little secrets. But
Yeah.
I agree, the rats cannot live in here if we're going to give this as a safe haven for the Hooded Lanterns to use, which we did promise.
Maybe we should find a new place for them to live.
We can go back to the rat's nest. What's
I
wrong
mean, they
with that?
have the Rat's Nest. They already had a home
They
there.
have
but
it
didn't
named
they got
after
drove
them.
out. They got driven out by the Paladins.
Oh, God.
Is that true,
they?
Monty?
That is correct.
Oh, so, okay. they
Remember
don't-
that's why we had to send them there in the first place.
Well, then maybe they can't gather all in the same place and they need to make smaller groups of themselves and get bandanas of their own to...
Why
No,
don't
they're
we
groups.
send them to Oscar Yorn's old house?
It's not a terrible idea.
There's a whole house with a basement of like a labyrinth of little tunnels. They could probably dig their way to the sewers, and then they're out of everybody's way and they have a new little hiding spot.
Good compromise.
And they can just murder and kill anyone that goes near there.
Until we come to an agreement that we might need to help take care of a rat problem.
So the other option we
But it's
always
not in our
have-
benefit right now.
It's not in our benefit, and if the ratlings have to die, I might try to turn the Rat Prince into one of our pets.
We can keep one of them.
We can teach him.
He's already worn clothes and walked with us down the street. So
It's true, he was good that day. He was really good. He didn't kill anybody. He walked through an entire town.
Yeah, maybe he
We've
just
just
had a
been-
bad day.
we've been neglecting him a little bit. He's been on his
Yeah.
own. He needs more of our good influence. Good.
Okay,
influence.
that's all the questions that I had.
Okay, so yes to the lanterns, paladins by proxy. More information about the
Amethyst Academy.
Academy
We can
to
use the
compare
Queensmen
with, use the Queensmen, but compare them with the Queensmen and figure out where we sit.
and the Falling Fire. We're just like meh.
Meh.
Okay, but are we meh to the point where we're going to start fighting the Falling Fire?
If they fight us, like more
Okay.
neutral parties.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know
We
if
don't
we
bother them, they don't bother us.
actively attack them.
What if Queensmen are found in and around the streets? Like, technically, when we've been talking about the Queensmen, there's a difference between the Queensmen and the Queen of Thieves.
Yeah.
I think the Queen of Thieves is an excellent resource, but I think Queensmen getting into our business is a problem that I'm willing to take care of violently.
But I think also they're not attacking us, but I also won't per se stand by if they're hurting people who are also trying to survive in the city. So like if they're going against their own value of everybody should have a place, everybody should survive like the queen said, then I don't agree with that and I think we need to bust it up. But ultimately think about our own survival, of course.
So that means, based on this entire meeting, by the way, thank you guys. I wrote these questions down in the bath last night. Thank you for joining me in this lovely conversation.
You smell
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry about your drinking water, by the way. I mean, it rains every day, Veo. You're going to have more drinking water.
Listen, I drink
I
a
smell
lot of water.
I smell way better than I did yesterday, okay? I have a fresh... I even cleaned my clothes. I'm sorry.
As long as you're sorry about it. Don't let it happen again. Bathing,
Bathing is super
slick
important.
your
Hygiene.
arms.
Hygiene.
I'm on board. I'm on board.
Do you want to have a bath?
I might.
What?
Before we set out, I think that means that we are in agreement that taking on Templegate with the Hooded Lanterns and the Paladins is 100% in the best interest of the city.
Yep.
So that's happening tomorrow. Well, the battle's not happening tomorrow, but our meeting is happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
With the Hooded Lanterns and the Paladins,
I'm
where
so
we
worried
discuss.
about our bomb situation.
I've come to terms with the fact that when they ask us about it, we just need to admit that we lost. Like, we lost to the Queen of Thieves. She outdid us.
But that's only if the Academy asks us, because they're the only ones that know about it.
Yes. Okay. But also, we can tell them that we like if they ask us about we went there to gather information and
Yeah.
learn what we could. We didn't learn a whole lot. We got owned.
We learned a lot.
We did get distracted a little bit.
I mean,
I learned a lot.
we learned some things, but our mission to the Queen of Thieves to find Oscar, bring him back alive, and dismantle the Queen's men was a failure in all respects.
I thought we were just gonna make them not involve themselves with the battle.
That is our partial win.
Yeah,
That's our partial.
I mean, we can go to the commander
I
and
feel,
say
I feel like
they're not going to bug.
I still feel like it was a failure.
it
but-
was a mixed success.
Are we eating that?
No.
No. Just can you make it disintegrate? Can you like burn
You just
it
throw
up?
it out the window.
You throw it off the balcony.
I'm sure someone will gladly eat it. But yeah, we need to actually get probably the rats out of here then before anybody comes trouncing in the city.
Should we like call the Rat Prince up?
Yep.
Let's get our story straight. Special assignment.
He needs to move all of the ratlings to a new location. We'll point
A
to
safer location.
It's not
safer.
safe here anymore.
a safer location with a lot of room and a lot of underground areas to explore.
And we were told by the rat gods to do it.
What if Oscar comes back to his house?
Then he's going to get eaten by rats.
Actually, that's a win-win.
Or he would get rid of the rats, and that would also take care of our problem of
So
people
really,
eating
sending
rats.
them to Oscar's place benefits us in one of two ways. If Oscar returns there, either the rats all die and we don't have to be responsible for killing the rat prince, or Oscar dies and that's that problem taken care of.
Yeah.
Good. Let's call up the rat prince then.
All right.
I head to the door and I open it up and I yell, "Rat Prince,
Yes, yes, yes.
you're going to join us for the last part of our very important VIP meeting."
And he scurries up and he says,
Do I get to see Rat God? Yes, yes, yes.
No.
They still here?
You're not that
No,
important.
No, the rat god only talks to us, but we are his messengers.
You're not or
I was so excited.
I
can see
tried.
that.
All the other rats, they want to go. Let's all listen, 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 listen. And I say, no, 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 no. Rat Prince will eat us if we do.
Mm.
So we stay down. We don't try to make sneaks. We do not.
That's good. That's why you have been invited to this room to talk to us, and the
'Cause you're-
rest have not.
'cause you're a leader.
What do we do? How we eat all the humans? Get rid of all the dogmen? Yes, yes, yes.
We do hope to get rid of all the dogmen.
But that's
Yes, yes, yes.
But that's not your mission.
oh,
You
Yeah.
have one that's much more important.
it's the most important mission.
not the cowman. I cannot do that. They too big.
No.
They
okay.
squish us.
We'll take care of them.
We'll take care of the cowmen.
So we don't have to fight dogmen or cowmen.
No.
Just men.
You even
no.
don't need to do that for a little bit. We have a more important mission for you.
More.
Oh, this must be terrible mission. This is going to be very hard. Not dragon, is it? No, 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 no.
No.
You
You
not
actually-
make me fight dragon.
We don't need you for fighting. We need you for infiltration and having eyes and ears around the city.
I have 2 ears. I keep them both. They never get cut off. No, 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 no.
And most of your ratlings have both eyes.
And both ears. Yes, yes, yes.
Most of them. There's a location
Some don't.
that
We kill them and eat them.
that's fair. Eat the meek.
The rat god says you must have 2 eyes, 2 ears. This is very important.
Noted. Have 2 eyes and 2 ears. If any of us lose an eye or an ear, we cannot go near the rat pits.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
there's a place that not only we need you to get in because it's so important for us to take that area for the rat god, but it's actually safer than being in the city. We need you to take it
But it not in city?
It's just outside the walls.
just outside the city.
You were in the
Oh.
rat's nest before, which was just outside the walls.
Are there lots of shiny rocks there too?
There are some.
Maybe.
There's also a lot of underground passages. And I know that you're capable of attaching those underground passages to the sewer system. And so what we need from you is that will become your base of operation.
Not tower? We have to leave tower?
Yes.
The tower is needed for further work that we're going to be doing.
But it's so safe here. There's so many people passing through that we get to jump on and eat.
There will be people passing through the new location as well, but you're going to have better access to the sewers and you will be safer.
Oh, where is it?
I'm going to pull out a map and I point to the location. It's this house right here.
I will have to get Scritches. Scritches understand how all these Scritch lines work.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Bring Scritches
Wow.
He'll understand. I take this. Yes, we show Scritches. The Scritches tell us where
Yeah.
we go.
I'm going to circle. I'm even going to draw lines on how you can get there.
Yeah.
But if you want to take the sewers, and you might know a better way. But there you go.
Now, the most important thing is that you are in charge of this operation, and you get that tunnel from that spot into the sewer.
We go tonight. As soon as it dark out, we lead all the ratlings. I take them all, Kiki and Scree and Mr. Whiskers, and we all go.
Yes. And avoid the people.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, because they will hurt you, and we don't want that.
Yes, if there were one or two alone, we kill them and eat them.
Well, no.
What did
Yeah.
I say?
If they have fur on them, not like me, but fur on them, then yes. If they have no fur on them, avoid them, because they'll probably eat you.
Oh.
Yeah.
This might be... Okay, I'm going to try to simplify this as much as possible. Rat Prince. You want the monsters that squish you and attack you gone, yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
We have plans to use other people that look like us to help get rid of those monsters. Until those monsters are gone, you shouldn't eat the ones that look like us because they're actually going to help for a bit.
What if they already dead? Can I eat them then?
Yes.
But don't kill them.
When will we kill them, dude? When will we kill the mans?
We'll let you know as soon as the city is safe for you to do so.
Yes, we kill all the mans, and then the city is ours.
Exactly.
Potential.
Excellent. Sounds so good. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I like his plan better than ours.
It actually, yeah, I don't know why he's not a faction.
Well, we take out the monsters and then we take out the rest of the humans and we let the Rat Prince...
And it's like
And we just keep the lie going, and we're like the three gods of Drakkenheim with the Rat Prince and his army.
This
I know
sounds
your
way better.
tone is sounding like bad, but all the words you're saying sound good. So I just want you to know that.
Rat Prince, can you handle this mission?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes, yes.
If
Thank
you
you.
complete the mission, send one ratling or yourself to the tower to wait.
To this
We do
tower?
this, yes.
To this tower. One. But don't let him be seen by the people.
Yeah, we're gonna be giving this tower to like the Hooded Lantern.
They don't get the upper floor.
No.
That's
Okay.
my bedroom. Where all my stuff is. I don't want them to eat my food.
Alright, alright.
They can use the bottom, like
Okay.
we said they could. Right? That's what we said.
Yeah, they can go downstairs.
Yeah. All the way up to the top and wait with the pigeons. But don't eat the pigeons. Don't eat the pigeons.
Those pigeons
Rat
are also
Prince.
Don't
vital.
give us that face. Don't.
Or else I will eat you and
But
sacrifice
they
you
so
to the
tasty.
god.
Oh, don't eat me. Oh,
I will
don't-
eat you if you eat my pigeons. They are messengers of the rat god.
Oh.
The rat god only uses pigeons to send his messages.
Please don't eat me.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Well,
Not how I want to die. I want to die old and fat.
Rat Prince, as a
Oh.
reward for taking on this mission, we give you the parts of bodies that we didn't eat.
Delicious.
You may take them down to your people.
With that, the Rat Prince scurries away with the remaining limbs, and the ratlings begin to make their preparations to depart for Reed Manor in the evening. And yourselves, sounds like you'll be packing up, and where to next?
I think
The
we're gonna
tower.
head back to the
Well, what?
Hooded Lanterns.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a meeting with them, and there's no time to waste. We're basically out of time.
I'm also thinking, like, in terms of after as well. The only places we haven't been in the city are like the castle,
The Academy Tower.
the academy, Old Town. Haven't been there.
We haven't
which is,
been
like,
over to the right side of Drakkenheim. Is
Yeah.
that Old Town?
the north and northeast, I think.
There are still places in Drakkenheim that I think we need to take a look at. King's Gate and King's Road and that whole area is a
Yeah.
mystery to us.
Yeah.
First, we take...
We also haven't really been to Market Gate either. We know that it's full of monsters. We don't know what kind of monsters.
Yeah. We also haven't been to... What is it? There's the Cathedral of St. Richuvia.
We're working on that.
But for now, I think we need to go forward with the attack on Temple Gate.
And then
So, we're going to pack up our things. Pluto maybe will have a bath.
I snuggle with my pigeons a little bit. Just be like, "I'm coming back for you."
Your final preparations complete. You'll set out towards the barracks of the City Watch, and we'll catch up with you after our break.
Moving to the ruins again, a big thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome gaming accessories that we use at our table, including the initiative tracker and flight stands. And he still has a Kickstarter going on. There's a few days left in that. So please go check out his Kickstarter. They've recently hit their funding goals, but I think they're
kind of in the middle of the campaign, kind of slow period, so they could use some love.
yeah,
right
they,
now.
they could use a little bit of love. They make awesome accessories, so check it
The
out.
flight stands are really, really cool. And the Kickstarters, they're going to do more of different sizes for elevation and terrain.
Yeah,
so
they're
I'm
looking
really
at like
forward to it.
terrain elevation
Yeah.
now. Those ones are more for like flying characters and stuff, but now they're making platforms that you can elevate your terrain with their catchphrase that I really like, which is elevate your game.
Ooh.
I guess a big shout out to Tabletop Audio. As per usual, we use it for all the ambient music to create that soundscape that it really sets Drakkenheim, and you can use it at home or in your own games. Tabletopaudio.com. Check it out.
And thanks to 100 Years Boar for the amazing narration in our introduction video. Check them out streaming here on Twitch.
And if you're enjoying the stream and you'd like to support our work, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the links below, or you can go to patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. And when you join our Patreon, you get access to our Discord.
Yeah, we have a phenomenal Discord community, which is available exclusively for our patrons, where you can chat with us everything role-playing games, the latest episode of the show, what you think about the latest cool, geeky topics. There's lots to chat about in that regard, and more. So please join us.
Yeah, and tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim is sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. There hasn't been an amazing amount of dice rolls today, but I just rolled a 6, so I'm glad.
Yeah, these ones were very vicious last session. So I'm kind of like, you guys just stay right there, and we'll pull you out when we need you.
Yeah. If you do want your own set of Skull Splitter Dice, you can head over to their website, skullsplitterdice.com, or is it... Yeah, that's it. I know the website.
Yep. And be sure to use the discount code DDudes at checkout to save 15% off your first order.
I just failed. Yeah.
With that, let's return to the ruins. You're venturing across Market Square as you depart from... Is there anything you want to do before you leave the clock tower? Any last?
Take any of the rations that I have and put them in my bag, because who knows what's going to happen after this battle.
I have spent every free moment that I had in that clock tower either reading my mom's spell book or the Cult of the Falling Fire's religious text, and kind of just going back and forth between them to learn what I can.
I've also been like kind of reading over your shoulder because I'm more interested. I had a really fun time when you were teaching me like Mage Hand. So,
oh, do you want me to keep teaching you?
well, I didn't get it, so yes, because I feel like one of these days maybe more magic may come to me. You never know. How do you do it?
Like this. Yeah, you got it.
But it didn't do anything.
As
just
you
go pick
leave
up
the
the
clock
thing.
tower, the rat prince has left the offerings from the corpses, which appear to be... There is a rather not-on bandolier that in it, the bandolier itself is ruined, but the pouches it contains have in it 4 potions of greater healing.
Ooh.
And in amongst the other bits of refuse and trash, which largely contain ruined silverware, bits of armor, and cloth scraps, there is a hand that is tightly clutching a coin purse that has 100 gold pieces in it.
Oh. 33.
Well,
Who wants 2 potions?
Well, that's the other thing too, is that greater healing potions cost what, like 50 each?
They're much more valuable than that.
I think we need the potions for the potions, but I have the ointment already, so I would say let's. I feel like Sebastian, you use more than I do.
I get 2.
Yeah, you're more squishy.
You can, yeah, I'll feed one to you.
I was
If
gonna
you,
say that can be the neutral potion.
The game of cross swords, hammer, and
Shield.
sheet
Shield.
and magic.
and magic
Magic.
was played. That's our game.
Magic, dual wielding, hammer.
Bludgeoning, bludgeoning, slashing, and
Piercing.
Piercing. With that, do you set off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
You're making your way for the Hooded Lanterns barracks. You have several routes that you have traveled frequently along this way. Are you going to proceed cautiously, normally, or with haste?
I think normally.
Normally, we can stroll down the road, but
Okay.
We're confident.
It's a beautiful day in Drakkenheim, and we're going for a walk.
Alrighty. As you cross the city, you can all roll me a d6.
Boo boo, keep singing while you roll.
5.
3.
3,
Okay.
3, 5.
5.
The rain picks up
Feels
in the
good, right?
afternoon as you cross the ruins of the city. And the fog descends, leaving visibility quite short. But you're able to seize that to your advantage as you cross the city, skirting across the streets and through the alleyways as you make your way across Market Square, past the Grand Guild Hall, and down Shepherd's Road towards the Hooded Lanterns barracks. You make good time, and after an hour or so of traveling through the city, you arrive at the gates of the Hooded Lanterns barracks, and you can see that it is a flurry of activity. The gates are currently open, but there are guards posted everywhere, and you can see that there is a troop of soldiers of the Silver Order that have been posted as well. It's at this time that you realize that almost all the Hooded Lanterns perhaps have been recalled back to the gate, and as you go through their courtyards and you are welcomed in by Sten's former friend Grog, they let you in, and you can see that many of the Hooded Lanterns are using the various resources of the training yard to practice various maneuvers. And Ansem is out in the front with several of the other Hooded Lanterns, and several of them are poring over what look to be larger versions of the grapple gun that you found earlier. They're two-handed versions of them, and the soldiers are practicing firing them to pull themselves up onto the walls.
That's genius.
Wow.
That's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
You still have yours? Queen gave it back?
Yep, I got
Nice.
it. Yep.
That's good.
Probably carry more weight than mine,
Yeah, that's fair.
but mine's really easy and portable.
Maybe it shoots further.
Mine's the
too.
portable version.
Yeah, they're much larger weapons that require two hands that they're using, but the lines that they cast go right up and latch right on the crenellations of the castle, of the city walls, and then are able to pull up the Hooded Lanterns, or they are able to deploy them almost like ladders. It looks like they don't have many of these. The groups of them are practicing that they have 3 of these devices that they're using. You can also see that circling overhead are several of the Silver Order's Griffin Riders. There is a flurry of activity all about, and as you enter into the courtyard, you are greeted by some familiar faces, including Petra, and she approaches you and says, "You're back! Fantastic! I hope you bring good news."
We bring news.
News.
Well, at least you're not dead. There's a lot going on, and the Lord Commander and the Knight Captain, I have to say, they've hit it off really well. The two of them have been in the war room making plans, and I have to say, the Knight Captain and the Lord Commander make for a brilliant strategic team. I don't think I've seen 2 commanders on the same, like, coordinating troops on the same level like this in an age. It's really amazing to see.
That is.
They've got some really fantastic plans.
It's a great resource for the city to have, in this time of need.
Very quick question. There's a soldier that operates here. We've met him a few times by the name Wagner.
Oh, yeah, Rolf. He's part of the Queen's Guard.
Yeah, so has he been privy to a lot of those meetings?
He's part of my detail that is watching the Queen, so no, but he's been in close contact with everybody around here, of course. Why? Do you know him?
I quickly look around. Are we having a private conversation?
No, not at all.
I ask her if we can step off to the side somewhere.
Well, sure, you come in the barracks, but we can talk privately, certainly.
More
Thank you.
private.
So yeah, we'll go with her into the barracks.
Cool. You head into the barracks proper, the fort, and what appears to have happened is that the Hooded Lanterns are splitting their guard details with the Silver Order. So on all the major entrances and exits, a Hooded Lantern and one of the soldiers of the Silver Order have been posted, a sign of neutrality between the two of them, so that no one faction completely controls the ins and outs. Although noticeably, as you head inside the fortress, the Royal Guard are the only ones protecting the upper levels of the keep. And as you come in, Petra continues, there's a lot to discuss. I have to be honest, I don't want to take too much of your time, but the Flamekeeper as well, Ophelia Reed, she wants to speak with you. The commander and the captain, of course, want to speak with you. Queen wants to see you too. There's a lot of people that you need to meet with.
We are going to meet with them, and I need you to get Wagner and also bring him. We need to meet with him as well. And
Sure.
once again, are we away from people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she brings you up and into one of the guard rooms and sends out a few of the others. What do you need to say?
So we spent some time, our mission, right? To go infiltrate the Queen of Thieves and the Queen's Men.
Yeah.
We found another prisoner while we were down there. And it was Wagner.
That's impossible. Wagner's been here.
Exactly.
I think what was most important as well is he didn't know about the Queen.
He didn't know about the Queen. He didn't know who we were. So there's 2 theories. One of them is more troubling than the other. I'll start with the less troubling one. The less troubling option is that was a decoy created by the Queen of Thieves to confuse us. The more troubling option is we have been fighting this idea that there's a mole within the Hooded Lanterns for a while. We were unable to rescue Wagner. Security was a little intense there. But
We forgot. We kind of forgot.
I didn't forget. We were just getting thrown into a pit with a monster, and then we were set free We woke up the next morning and
Hey.
we're out. Anyway,
We couldn't get him.
Yeah,
We
we're-
couldn't get
Let's just skip
Wagner
ahead
out.
to the part where
but the more troubling option is that the Wagner that is here, the Queen of Thieves can change her shape, can change her face just by thinking about it. So somehow there are people in her ranks who might be able to do the same. There's a chance that the Wagner that is here is the mole. And that is how the Queen's men are getting their information about the Hooded Lanterns.
This is horrifying.
It is horrifying, and I'm trusting you, and I don't think that we should act severely. I think that we should bring Wagner before us and the Lord Commander and you.
And do you know what kind of magic or sorcery that the Queen of Thieves uses? Can you undo it? Is he some sort of shapeshifter or what?
This is the trouble, is for all of my magical abilities, a lot of it comes to me naturally, and I'm not a wizard. I didn't study this. I mean, I did. I went to school for it, but my schooling was more to understand how magic works for me. There's magic out there that I don't know how to interact with, and I'm not sure how the Queen of Thieves is doing this. It could be a shapeshifter. I've heard of them before. I've heard of creatures out there that can change their forms.
I might have an idea.
Yeah.
We do have some magic that'll make them tell the truth.
Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth.
of Truth. We get a Flamekeeper.
Ophelia?
Yeah.
Ophelia. She
So-
can,
Can you round these people up and tell them that we have a very important meeting?
and we'll say it's like a Queen's meeting, so we get the Queen's card.
I mean, alternatively, you could use that information to your advantage.
And feed them.
I don't think that this is really my place to decide. I mean,
Then I would say bring them before
Then
Lord
we should,
Commander, and we should discuss it with him in the room.
we should have an accusation meeting where we wildly accuse each other of things. One of them being
not another one of those.
No, thanks.
Yeah, well, what do you think the best
Good
way to
old-
approach that is? I don't want to jump
I'm
to
going
any
to-
rash.
I'm going to quarantine Wagner, send him down into the brig, put him under personal guard, and we'll figure out what's going on.
Do you think he'll try anything?
I have no idea.
Bring people with you then.
Okay,
We don't know what he's capable of.
We'll go. We could go.
should we bring this information to we should bring this information to the commander
I
immediately.
plan
Yes, we should.
We just like to gossip. We just wanted to let you in on it, because
We trust you.
buds and stuff.
No, because while we're having a meeting with Lord Commander, I think that she's our other most trusted Hooded Lantern, and I think that she could handle getting Wagner somewhere where he's under supervision.
Maybe. Nope. Never mind.
I think we have a lot of people we need to talk to, though, about lots of different
We have
things.
so much talk.
Who needs to talk to us first?
I think you should see the Lord Commander first.
Okay.
Let's go see him.
And we can tell him about Wagner, too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go act on this immediately. And she asks for one of the other soldiers to come back in and take you to the Lord Commander's office.
Right.
Okay.
You guys
quick-
ready?
Just
Quick
don't
group
tell
huddle.
him about the bomb.
No
yeah.
mention of the bomb.
No mention of the bomb.
We succeeded at keeping the Queen's men out of this attack.
How do we do it?
We don't have to tell him how.
He'll ask how.
He might press how.
We talked to the queen. We reasoned with her and made it worth her while.
Yeah, we're going to do
gave her a
something
bomb.
for her.
She also stole our stuff. She has our stuff, and she promised that.
We traded your badge.
Temporarily.
Because if she took it, then we don't have any. But like
Okay,
maybe
fine. We
we
traded.
traded it, and then they go, "Why did you trade such a valuable thing?" They go, "Because it's like leaving your wallet with someone." To be like, "I'll be back."
What's a wallet?
It's collateral.
Coin purse.
Coin purse.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's collateral. We left it as collateral. That's it.
Okay. It's collateral.
And your ring. And the ring.
You are brought to the Lord Commander's office, where he is there with the Knight Captain. The two of them are discussing are poring over a map of Drakkenheim. And they have laid out in front of them on the Lord Commander's table, they've laid out all the little pieces indicating their troop movements and all their current holdings. And they have sheets of rosters, all the information about their troop numbers, supplies, and everything laid out around them. And they're in mid-conversation, and you hear the Lord Commander's finishing a sentence. Well, with Sebastian and Veo and Paludo, we'll be able to head across the walls and attack as my others come from with the ropes, and you bring in the siege tower, so we'll be able to attack completely from above. We won't even have to risk a ground. And the Lord Commander says, "Excellent. It's good to see you all. We've got some very exciting plans. How did things go with the Queen of Thieves?"
They went poorly? Not horribly. We're still here.
We got what we needed.
We got what we needed, but we lost
Our pride.
our pride.
The Knight Commander crosses his arms and he says, "But you're absolutely certain that she's not going to go getting involved in anything that we're going to be doing?"
Not in the battle. Not in the cathedral.
Well, that's the best we could hope for. I'll be honest, I didn't have high hopes that you'd actually be able to take her down. But if you managed to cut some kind of deal with her to at least make sure she's not going to interfere, that's good enough for me. Last thing we need is her sabotaging all our operations out here.
The best we could do is cut a deal with her, and it cost us a bit, but she spared us our lives, and will not be intruding in our plans. I think we were able to convince her of the overall benefits of our current operation, and she sees a win in that too.
We'll deal with her in time. We'll apprehend her, execute her, and disband all of those wretched bandits that are inhabiting this city.
There is one thing you should know. She has a monster.
Not surprising. I wouldn't put anything past her. She needs some kind of leverage to keep out over things. I've heard about her menagerie that she keeps in her little arena. Did you have to fight your way through that?
We did, and we fought a creature that took on all three of us, and we were defeated and at the brink of death when she called off the fight.
She spared your lives. I wouldn't have put that past her, but that means she wants something from you.
That is more or less how we've arranged to have her not included. We haven't really. It's kind of a very loose system that we have going on with her right now.
very fly by night sort of.
If I was a betting man, says the Knight Captain, I would wager that she's hoping on you turning on us.
Well, she'd be sorely mistaken, because usually when somebody threatens me with monsters and tells me to work for them, that doesn't go over well. You guys have tried threatening me into things. It hasn't gone over well either then, so now we're on great working terms. She, on the other hand, is not the nicest person to work with. And we won't be turning on you.
So you didn't make a deal with her that says that we're going to spare her life or something when this is all over, did you?
That never came up.
No.
That didn't come up, right? Just like a.
I don't think that came
I
Did
don't
up.
you
think
have to
that
buy
came
her off? What was it?
Oh.
Fail?
Yeah. I did have to buy her off with my most precious artifact. But,
What do you mean?
and I point to his badge, I say, the only thing I care about, the only way that
We
we could
lost
get
those.
her not involved with this is I had to give up something that's most precious to me.
You have to be kidding me.
Would you rather her mess up this whole operation?
How can the three of you be so foolish and irresponsible as to give her the steward's badge?
Well,
What were you possibly thinking when you thought that would be a good bargaining chip? We need that. That's an essential thing for our battle plans.
it's coming back to us.
Uh-oh.
Lord Commander,
We have an understanding with her.
our mission was to stop her from being involved in this battle. and she had us on the ground, bleeding to death.
You realize that with my badge and Veo's badge, we could have ordered the gargoyles on the walls to stand down.
I
was
didn't
about to
realize
mention-
that
I was about to
because
mention
nobody
that.
mentioned that to
It's
us.
critical to our plans.
Well, you probably should have told us that before you sent us into the Queen's.
Or kept it with you.
I can't keep it from you. It's my oath.
We could ask for it. I would have given it to you. If you had told me it was that critical.
Look, we what's done is done.
Yeah, this is a miscommunication, is what this is. We were not informed of that.
This is what happens when you keep
we
information
need to figure
from us.
out. We just need to figure out another way to attack from the top of the tower.
Lord Commander, I can't risk my riders against a bunch of gargoyles. If they're going to come flying up at us off the walls, if we try and fly over it, we can't have we can't bring in the Sky Cavalry that way. We're going to have to call them out of the fight. We'll still be able to use the siege tower, but if those gargoyles are going to come up and attack us, as part of it, we're going to be in for a real mess of this whole situation.
How many gargoyles?
It means that we're going to have to do a ground assault.
What if we're on the wall taking care of the gargoyles? We've done it. We've climbed over the wall and survived.
That's true, but once they're riled up, they'll keep coming while someone is on the walls.
What if we get another badge?
Do we have time? I like where
What
your
if?
head's at.
What if we get another badge? Not Veo's badge, but another badge. Can you still call off the gargoyles?
I've been looking for another badge for years.
It just so happens that part of the bargain that we made with the Queen of Thieves points us to possible locations of the other badges.
If we can find another badge, can you?
She doesn't know about these, do they? She doesn't know. Does she have others?
She seems to have a lot of information about a lot of things. She doesn't have any of them, but she has clues to
Other
where
than
they
mine.
are, which also brings me to something else that we should talk about, is how she's gaining this information.
Oh yeah, by the way.
We do have some information for you
FYI.
about that as well. The mole that we had discussed. We found another prisoner when we were trapped with the queen.
Go on.
It was one of the lanterns.
Rolf Wagner.
Wagner, that's it.
But Wagner's part of the Queen's Royal Guard.
Yes.
Exactly.
I sent Petra to apprehend him immediately because there is... We don't have the confirmation of this, but the fact that we found Wagner alive, and we did talk to him briefly. We weren't able to rescue him. There was too many eyes on us. But he didn't know about the Queen, and he didn't know who we were. He has been missing for some time, it seems, which leads us to believe that either A, that was a ruse to steer us in the wrong direction, or B, the Wagner that is here is some sort of disguised thief.
Imposter. I'll beat the information out of him if I have to.
Well, I mean, you could just use his own truth.
Zone of
It's
Truth might
magic.
work.
But fists cost no. Can you magic? Can you use magic?
Lord Commander, I'm happy to talk to the Flamekeeper and ask her to help with sussing this out. If the Queen of Thieves has this kind of magic at her disposal, shapeshifters or illusions or whatever those things, you're going to need us to root them out, because our priests, they have a good eye for it. We'll root them out if they're infiltrating them. And we're going to have to go through our own people, too, and make sure that none of them have gone missing. You're going to have to tell your boys to stop going to that brothel down in Emberwood Village, too.
Lord Commander, I'm terribly sorry for the circumstances that happened during our infiltration of the Queen of Thieves. Things got much more out of hand than we expected. I thought we could handle it. The Queen of Thieves was better prepared than we expected. She has monsters, she has disguises, She has eyes and ears everywhere. We were discovered, and we barely made it out with our lives. I'm sorry for what we lost.
It would seem that the Queen of Thieves is a much more dangerous threat than I anticipated.
Yes,
She's much more than some petty bandit, isn't she?
it seems that way.
But she's also not going to interfere with the plans that we have next. So you don't
We'll
have to
use
worry.
that to our advantage. I must say, Lord Commander, we're all in this boat together. I had 12 of my men abandon us the other day for the cult of the falling fire.
Ooh. Yeah, we met them.
Yeah, we met them. They jam rocks in their chest. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hopefully just a fad.
But they also are, in doing that, impervious to the haze. So, I mean, pros and cons. They figured some stuff out.
Yeah,
That's something worth investigating later.
like, yeah, maybe you can just pull the gem out later.
Yeah.
The Lord Commander says,
Maybe. Hopefully.
as much as you might call them a cult, Knight, Captain, they just seem like normal folks to me. Sure, they've got some crazy beliefs, but they're doing some strange things, but you're not proposing killing them, are you?
Not yet. They haven't done any.
They're nice people.
What, you don't like not yet?
They're nice.
Not yet is.
They
This is Drakkenheim.
are not
son.
a threat until they become a threat. So I would say let's leave them be until something comes of
You
them.
had less hesitation with that than the rat prince.
That is 100% true and accurate.
At the end of the
I
day,
stand
That's
by
what
that.
made me laugh.
Lucretia Matthias is a dangerous heretic, and we would do well to be careful. We don't want to make a martyr out of her.
Of course not. We met her.
Yeah, and we've read her book.
I have a copy of their
Oh wait,
book.
no, it's not her.
Yeah, we met Lucretia.
Oh, Lucretia, yeah.
You should burn that.
I'm using it to gather information.
We also leave little notes in it.
Every book was written by somebody, and this book will have clues as to what it is they're after.
If you want to know about Lucretia Matthias, there's only one person that you should talk to, and that's Ophelia Reed. Two of them were best friends.
Really?
The Flamekeeper?
Yeah.
Well, that is a conversation that we will have after we are victorious in battle,
Maybe
or
we'll
maybe
have it
immediately. I don't know.
During the zone of truth. Woo!
Okay, but we're not going in a zone of truth again. That's
We stand right outside of it so we can lie our.
Ophelia
Butts
Reed's
off.
been tending to the queen, Lenore.
Oh,
How's
she
that been
doing
going?
Because of the whole no potions from Oscar thing.
I don't know. She hasn't told me anything yet.
What about plans for our attack? We're supposed to be going tomorrow. I realize that we came with bad information that has seemingly upset the plans that were being put in place, but do we have an idea on how we're going to take Temple Gate?
The Lord Commander speaks and says, originally, the plan was that the Silver Order were going to come forward with their siege tower that they've constructed. We were going to strike from the other side with our grapple guns and leverage the wall of the city because we can travel across the wall from our barracks to the gate. But without the ways to order the gargoyles to stand down, going across the walls is not possible now.
What about not crossing the wall per se, but is there any way to build more structures that are going to give you an advantage and entering from your gate and traveling along the wall on the inside?
We don't have any ability to build anything inside the city walls. It's difficult to bring construction materials inside the city and actually build anything and then move it through the rubble of the city streets
Makes sense.
is a whole problem in itself. The fact that the Silver Order was able to assemble one siege tower in the past few days is remarkable, to say the least. But from what I understand, the Knight Commander continues, we've only got enough ox to pull one tower. So in order to even bring it forward and bring it up to the walls, we don't have enough soldiers to actually run one of these things. And of course, if the gnolls come out from the gate, if they attack us, If we suffer too many casualties, we're not even going to be able to push this thing.
This may not change the entire battle, but I did pick up a new skill while I've been gone. I can turn people into animals, rather large animals. We do have a giant ape on our side.
You can't teleport inside the gate, can you?
Yes.
Yep, me and Pluto.
We
can.
totally can.
They can. I can't. I'll just
Pluto
climb
can
the
only
wall.
do it once. I can do it a few times, but it's pretty draining if I do it too many times.
But only yourself, really. Maybe one other person.
We can each take one other person with us.
We can't get up to the top of the gate by walking across the walls. But you mean that you could literally teleport up there?
Yes.
Literally.
Then if
Literally.
the three of you can teleport in and open the portcullis gate,
Does that give us a chance?
I'd say it gives us a fantastic chance if you can do it. The only thing that we can hope to do is distract the gnolls long enough so that you don't have too much opposition inside. I mean, they're bloodthirsty animals, so they're more likely to come out and try to fight us, but they're going to leave that gate closed if they have half a brain to them. They've got the means to come down off the walls, and there's a large number of them around it, but if we can fight our way up to the front of the wall, you can teleport up there and open the gate long enough for us to get enough people in to hold it.
Do you plan to get that siege tower close to the wall?
That's the plan.
So put us in the siege tower, have us teleport, or do you want us on the ground, teleporting up?
Well, the idea here would be is if you can open the gates for us and get that thing open from the inside, then we can actually send in our cavalry and smash through it without having to use a battering ram or knock down that gate. And once we secure it, then that means that we, instead of wrecking the gate, we can actually open and close it and use that as a functional launch stage for anything we might want to do in the future.
We can do that.
It would save us a lot of lives, too.
You draw the gnolls out of Temple Gate, and we'll get that gate open.
Whatever it takes.
Now that means that we need you to make enough of an impact that you get as many of those gnolls out as possible.
Well, we are going to be coming with all of our soldiers, and the Hooded Lanterns are going to be attacking from the other side as well. So with the Lanterns coming in from the city and the Silver Order coming in from the outside, we're going to be hitting them on both sides. Then if the gates open in the middle, we should just be able to cut a swath right through them. Hopefully that'll leave them scattered, and by the time the Lord of the Feast catches on, we'll hold the gate.
And then we push forward after we claim the gate and hold it.
That would be the idea. Once we hold Temple Gate and can secure it, we can do that before the Lord of the Feast joins the battle from the cathedral. We'll be able to hold it against him. The gnolls don't have siege weaponry. They don't have grapple ladders. We've got skilled archers. Once we hold the gate, we'll be able to shoot them like fish in a barrel from the city walls, if they dare approach. Hopefully that will scare them off long enough that they'll retreat to lick their wounds. We can recover, resupply, and then mount an attack on the cathedral to hold it in the coming days.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Pluto, can you open a gate?
Yes.
Let's see. You're the strongest. You're
Yeah,
the
I'm
strongest
thinking
of us.
the gate. You guys, I've never been a person who opens or closes gates in the city.
You
Is
just
it
blew them
is
up.
it a mechanism that you turn to open
A
the gate?
crank.
Is it like a crank? Should
It's
it?
a mechanical system. It might take all three of you to open it up.
Or one big one of us.
Yeah, if I can turn one of us into
Giant ape.
a giant ape, can the other two then defend that person?
I leave that up to you to decide. But you've got to get the gate open, lock it into place,
long enough for us to be able to at least get our soldiers through, and then fighting through the tower itself.
Is it the same type of gate that's here?
No, it's not. Here at Shepherd's Gate, the city barracks are built into the gate, so the central tower is shared amongst them. Down at Temple Gate, it's just a small, a large Barbican style fortress. So it's just a singular gate with flanked by 2 towers.
Okay. We can take that.
No problem.
I'm confident. It's no
Consider it done.
T-Rex, so.
And we're gonna spearhead the gate open initiative.
We'll be your strike force, your Draken force.
How far away do you need to be in order to teleport into this?
Like 500 feet.
I might need to be a little bit closer. Yeah, I need you to get me 300 feet away from where you want me to teleport to. I've tried teleporting further. Doesn't work. Doesn't work very well.
That means that you're probably going to have to join us as we fight through one of the first waves of gnolls.
That's okay.
That's
Leave
fair.
us with a pile of knolls around and
We can ride the
So
siege
then,
tower.
are you going to ride with us, the Silver Order, or the Hooded Lanterns on your way to the gate?
Silver Order, because maybe we can get flamethrowers.
you can go what?
Flamethrowers.
Pluto Jackson would like a flamethrower.
I want to just try one.
I would say whoever can get us closer. Whoever has a better chance of getting us closer.
Well, if you come with us, we'll be able to use the cover of the inner city ruins to hopefully get you very, very close through stealth and ambush. On the other hand, while my Griffin Riders can't fly you over the walls,
They can fly us up to the wall.
Yeah, we just have to make sure that for Sebastian that none of your guys are around him when he teleports.
That is one thing to
Mhm.
note. Now, this is
Talking.
going to be a risky move, but Veo,
Yes?
we could ride on the same griffin, jump off the griffin,
Mhm.
fall, and then teleport in once we're clear of the griffin.
Sure?
Easy.
No problem.
I've done this 100 times.
In your head.
I've
In
never
your head.
done this, Pluto.
In your head.
I don't know. if
I
it's
know.
gonna
I've
work.
100
never, You haven't even
times?
I know you haven't.
Those
I
are
mean,
good
forgive me,
odds.
but
Those
that
are good
sounds pretty close to suicide. I mean, I was going to propose we just fly in as close, let you off, and then you go. But if you want to do it from the middle of the air, that's fine to me.
Oh, you were gonna drop us off.
Yeah, maybe you should drop us off, and we
Yeah.
can use that as like your bailout. But yeah, jumping off the griffin, wait until you're like 20 feet down, and then
'Cause
Only
the
problem
same
with that
force
is
would
that the gnolls are
happen.
going to see you coming. So wherever they bring you, you're going to lose any advantage of surprise if you come in that way.
What if you put us in the siege tower, wheel the siege tower within 300 feet, and if I have like a little hole to look out, I can teleport us?
Yeah, but
Don't
then
see
that
why
also,
that wouldn't be possible. But the siege tower is going to be one of the last things to come rolling up. The
That's
battle
fair.
lines are going to be drawn, and the gnolls are going to be like, it's going to be the last. I'll tell you, pretty much that siege tower, that's our plan B.
You also would break it.
Oh, right, because I explode
You
when
blow
I
it up.
teleport.
Explode when you teleport.
Guys,
What I'm also thinking is
keep me in
like
check.
realistically, I think yes, they're gonna see us, but we also only some of us can be stealthy.
Yeah, really, and Veo, thanks for acknowledging that, because I know that you and me could stealth mission this.
We could stealth mission real good.
why you guys?
I'm
I
sorry, Pluto,
But we're thinking about us as a group. We don't leave anyone behind, but we need to figure out what the best plan is for the group itself.
You are the reason we can't sneak into places, and we accept you for that.
We do.
I
Even-
just like to talk and be loud.
it's your armor.
It's
It's mostly your armor.
if I got rid of my armor, would that help?
If
the
you got rid
mission.
of your armor, how would you be in a fight?
Why would you go to battle without your armor, Pluto?
Look.
That just makes no sense.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna be loud.
So I think the Griffin Riders might be our best.
Can I fly Griffin?
Do you know how?
I guess the fact that I asked it like that means no.
I'll have one of my soldiers fly each of you. We'll fly in as close as we can, and then you'll be able to hop off. We'll land on one of the rooftops nearby. You leap off, you do your magical little thing, you get yourselves in there.
But then how do we get out?
We're
We
not-
kill our way out.
We're not meant to get out. It's
We're
either do or
taking-
die.
We're taking
So-
the gate. The gate
But
is
no, how do we get
ours.
off the gate?
You
No, we
are
take
going to
it.
have to hold your position there.
Yeah.
Until we can fight our way in.
This
We-
is very
We stay there
dangerous.
until the gnolls are not there anymore.
that, or we take on the gargoyles going out of the city if we really need
Pluto Jackson,
to.
Yes.
Wait,
you are a renowned monster hunter.
Yes.
this
You've
is
killed
true.
trolls.
Yes.
You've killed one bridge worth of minotaurs.
Yes.
Are you afraid of gnolls?
No.
Then
Why are you
what's,
worried?
what's the problem?
Why are you
Well,
worried?
I know. I was trying to think of, is there a way we can get in there without teleporting? And then we can teleport
We'd have to
out.
fight our way in.
Yeah.
And we'd have to with
Teleport in.
Teleport in, fight our way
the reason
out.
why we wanted to come down the walls and use the grapple guns and the siege towers is so that we don't have to batter down the gate.
We're gonna save the
You
gate.
save the game.
Can you fly us in as a giant bird?
I don't think you can fly.
Yes.
You can fly?
He can fly.
I mean, I've never turned into a bird before,
I
but
know you've been an ape, and I've been an ape. But can you be like a big bird?
I think they'd see it coming more. Teleport, at least, like they think we're on one side, but then we actually end up on the other.
so you don't want me to try turning into a bird.
Also,
'Cause
if
I
we
can try.
You can turn into a bird.
I don't know yet. I've turned into a giant, like 10-foot tall ape.
and I trust him.
I
'cause
mean,
he's
if you
learning.
can turn into a bird, then like a big bird, like they could ride you, big bird.
Once again, this is all experimental, but maybe if my theory is correct on how my
the
magic
correct
works.
answer to your question is maybe.
Yes.
Because then you could just fly those two right on in.
Can I practice?
Yeah, you better.
It's tomorrow.
I
Okay,
also
after this
Tomorrow!
meeting, I'm going to try turning into a bird.
I also have the idea that if we are not able to defend our position, at least if we need to take a little break, I have rope trick, so we can kind of get out of there
As
if we
a
need
as
to.
a DM note, you should consider that because if you how many 4th level spell slots you got there, Sebastian?
That's true. So if I bird, we can't ape Pluto.
Oh, we need to ape Pluto. Yeah.
We don't need to, but it will be the difference of if he's an ape, he might be strong enough to, or I mean, honestly,
But then we can defend him while he's opening the
honestly, guys, maybe I ape myself,
gate. Or you could be aped and then we can defend
and
you.
that way I can turn it, and that way you two both are better in a battle than I am. I'm just a smooth talker who knows a few tricks.
No, you can fight. You just are squishy.
But maybe my value in this mission is to open that gate.
Yeah.
Crank it.
That's going to be a gate time decision.
Right.
Um,
No, that's good. That's good. I wanted to let it hang.
Okay, so with that, we're gonna fly in. You're gonna teleport in or bird yourself in. You decide. You practice. As soon as that gate gets open, I'm gonna send in my riders, and hopefully we're gonna be able to. And with a good charge, those gnolls won't see what's coming. We'll be able to trample right our way through. And between us and the Hooded Lanterns, we're gonna fight our way to you as fast as we can. But once you get that gate open, you're gonna have to hold out until we get to you.
Are we defending? You're talking about holding out as defending the open gate, or are you talking about like we just gotta survive?
You're gonna have to survive.
Oh, okay.
do you want us to stay put,
But I
or
do
do you
that.
You're
want us
gonna
to?
have to, or else the gnolls are gonna close the gate.
Okay, so we do need to
Oh,
defend
so we
the
do need
gate
to defend
opening
the thing.
mechanism.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. I hope that we get to rejoice together with the taking of Temple Gate. And if I die tomorrow,
Come on, don't do this.
if it happens,
Hmm?
please write some sort of story about me being a great hero. Like, he opened the gate valiantly, confidently, with courage and charisma.
I think you just tried to give me a pep talk about
Sebastian.
killing monsters. You can't have these thoughts.
That's not a creme brulee attitude, okay?
No wills or obituaries or eulogies are
Guys-
going to be written.
If you give your lives in the name of this, we'll record you in the Book of Our Fallen.
Can I get a statue on the bridge?
Yeah. Tell my dad I love him.
I mean, we'll
Look, all of
we'll
this
try.
is
We'll try.
This is
I'm
for
gonna
nothing.
give you a little lesson. If somebody who might die asks for something to be done after they die, you just say yes and they're happy. Like, you don't actually have to,
It's
but
a long. It's,
anyway.
No, we
We'll-
get one
we'll
whole
honor-
statue together as a Draken
we'll
Force.
honor you as we need to. As we'll honor you however we can. I just hope we take that bridge back too.
Yeah, because what if everyone dies?
Well, then nobody honors anybody, and the
Yeah.
Gnolls rule Drakkenheim, and problem solved, I guess. Our troubles will be over. None of us made a deal with a demon, so we're not going there. So.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we for sure didn't.
All right. We have a few more logistics to work out on our end. I'm going to go after this. I'm going to talk to Wagner.
Can we come?
Absolutely. I'll meet you down in the dungeons in an hour.
Okay.
We also need to talk to Ophelia.
Ophelia.
In the
I reckon that's a good idea.
She's with the queen?
She is.
Okay.
The queen also needs to talk to us too.
Thank you, Lord Commander. Your plan sounds excellent, and I'm excited to fight alongside you. Well, I mean, we're going to be separated, but
In
you know what I
spirit,
mean.
in spirit.
You in spirit alongside you.
We can just go. Like you don't have to.
In
Oh,
camaraderie.
sorry,
Talking.
sorry. Okay, bye.
You're drawn out. Goodbye. Well, it's just that write us an obituary.
Guys,
It's
I'm
like,
trying this new thing where I'm like respectful and nice to like people who are
So
in power
nice.
rather than just trying to talk down to them like I'm better than them. It's
But you are better than them.
I
we
cast
should-
spells.
We should
You-
go to the
magic
mess
flows
hall
out of you.
and get a snack before we have any
A
more
s- a
conversations.
snack?
Yeah.
We just ate.
We're on the eve of actually no, that's the perfect time to get a snack.
was
We're on the eve of battle.
Eve of battle. Got to stuff my face as much as possible. Maybe I'll never get to eat food again
Guys,
after this.
Guys,
Creme brulee.
creme brulee.
Gotta just remind
Alrighty.
Do you
myself.
have any creme brulee?
It's fancy. No way.
Yeah, they don't have creme brulee here. They got some decent meat pies.
Is
Vale
it-
grabs one as we head towards.
Is it
the-
also like it's meat?
Meat, peas, and carrots.
Yum.
In like, pretty thick gravy.
I want that now so bad.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
We just ate, and I want a meat pie. I like.
I know. My partner made a bunch of meat pies for this week, and I had one last night, and it was so good. And I can't. And
Stop
I just told her just make these pies every night.
Stop it.
So that's why I had to mention pies because that's all I can think about right now.
It's
At least food wise.
It's all I can think about
All right,
as
so
I'm
we
putting
all-
food in my mouth.
We all eat our meat pies.
I eat 3.
Veo, Sebastian, and
So
Pluto.
you're just taking the pies as you walk up the stairs to
pies.
the.
All right, I guess.
Kelly, Joe, and Jill do not eat pies, and we're very sad about it.
Are we seeing the queen or Ophelia?
They're
first?
together.
Yeah, but are we gonna talk to them together?
Maybe. Why? Is there something that we don't want to say to one
Well,
of
we
them?
want to ask Ophelia privately about the
The condition of the queen?
condition, but also falling fire.
Right.
Probably don't need the queen knowing about that.
As you head up into the apartments above, the queen's guard are all in place, and sitting outside the queen's private chamber is Ophelia Reed. So Ophelia is a pretty large woman, very round
but she's got like that very warm face, like she could be like your favorite aunt that made you meat pies. And as you come up the stairs, she smiles and she says, "I'm so glad to see that you are not dead."
We are glad to not be dead,
Glad to not be
Ophelia.
good. Yeah.
Good tidings.
You're all very mixed up in your hearts, though, I can tell that. You don't really know who you can trust in this city, do you?
We're starting to figure out.
We had a big meeting about that today.
It's still debatable.
She's good. She's really good.
Yeah.
This is the type of place that this city, it idles the mind. I tell you. Even being in here, so close to all that haze, I can feel the evil in my bones here.
Yeah, we've been in the city for a while now, and I'm telling you right now. we've seen some. We saw a floating heart just in a building. People are made of glass. I don't even know.
Yeah. Gets
You know,
all
it's
over your-
horrible out there.
Makes people believe some strange things about this world, don't it?
You were friends. You were close with Lucretia.
I was, yeah. We were very good friends. Many, many years.
What do you think of the falling fire in her path? We met her recently.
When did she do that? When did she flip the switch?
It was only a few months after it happened, of course, the meteor. But even before then, she'd been talking about it. She'd been saying that she was watching the stars, listening to the flame, thinking about what the future would hold. But what she's saying is not right. She is talking about she couches her words in all this talk of an age of heroes and a glorious time to come. But our faith is about standing vigil. There is no age but the age that we're keeping. We gotta keep watch. We gotta keep lighting our candles, because they're the only thing holding back the darkness. She thinks that there's something out there that's coming to save us. But that's not what we teach in the flame. We are the light in this world. We are the brightness. And if we don't let our flame shine, there's nothing but darkness.
I do agree that the views of their people are a little intense, but I can't help but ignore the fact that here's a group of people in this room, in this fort, who are striving to be heroes and bring upon an age, a better age. So it's not unheard of. Her views, we had a very confusing conversation.
I don't doubt it.
A lot of people that have followed her have had similar incidents to the ones that I've had, which was confusing for me. I don't necessarily agree with their views, but we might be the heroes. We might be the people who are going to bring on a new age for Drakkenheim. And I'd like to believe that.
There might be a new age for Drakkenheim, but she's talking about a new age for this world. Something coming that's strange and unexplainable that we don't know. The flame tells us that this is the last age of the world, and that we are here to stand vigil over it and watch it with light, and that the darkness will always be there, and we must be that light. What she's talking about is an age without darkness, an age that sounds like a free ride for everybody. And that's not what we teach. Our faith our place in this world is something that we fight for, that we believe in, that we think is worth protecting. She's telling people that they can just stab these stones and light their fires and shine all this brightness across the world that puts out all the darkness. Like, they'll never have to do anything again. Like, they won't have to work for anything. Like, things won't ever change again after that. But we know that the world doesn't work that way. The world is what we make it, and the world is what we protect and what we believe in. The flame will guide us. The flame will light our path. But is it our role to be the keepers of that flame, to be the bearers of that torch, the tenders of the hearth? She's saying there's some easier road, and I don't believe it. Anyone that thinks there's easy answers in this world is selling something.
I agree with you on that.
Question: the Silver Order believes that this is the last age. What do you mean by that? Do you mean are you talking about world ending, or are you talking that this age is just going to stretch on for a very long time?
The canon of the true fire says that the age of the world shall endure until the last flame is put out. And we mean to keep the flame roaring.
Gotta keep working for what
Did
you
it
want.
ever say anything about a great event like a meteor?
There are many revelations from the Song of Fire to the Book of Flaming Blades that speak of different times, of different prophecies of great heroes coming. But all of that is coached in light bearers that make the world shine brighter, push back the darkness. But it is core to our belief that that darkness will always be there. We can push it back, we can shine brightly, but ours is a path of constant and unending vigil.
I agree with. I don't know. I just
To us, there is no age after this age. There's only darkness.
I think what we
We
have
can
is
all
worth
say that
fighting
that
for.
sounds terrible. To be in a world full of darkness.
I mean, I'm invisible in darkness, so.
I mean, I'm born in darkness, so
I am super scared of the dark, and I'm
I
willing
am
to share
so
that
sorry.
with you.
We have to
for
keep the
all the
light on.
times I've cast darkness.
Yeah,
We have
You
to-
never brought this up. I thought I was doing you a favor,
I don't.
especially
I
when you
don't
got
do well.
stabbed like 6 times while in my darkness. I thought I was helping.
We have to keep the lights on for Pluto.
Yeah,
And if you ever want to know
do it for me.
why, when you look up at the night sky, you see the stars,
I mean-
points of light in a world of darkness. We're but a little point of light in a world of darkness. And where'd that falling star come from? That great dark that's up there.
I actually can't remember the last time I saw the stars with all the clouds in Drakkenheim.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been months.
Like,
I know when
honestly,
we were in Emberwood
guys-
Village.
guys-
Remember fishing?
Yeah, remember how?
that
this
at
pretty
night?
Deep.
No,
That
but
fallen
that
star?
night, I saw a few stars.
It's not a herald of a new light. It's darkness cast as light into this world. And what it's come in here is to deceive us, and they're taking that deception into their hearts, literally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't think it
boy.
was very safe either, so I agree with you there.
That's why you know we gotta destroy it. Every last bit of that corrupted rock has to be destroyed.
TBD. TBD.
I agree.
Because otherwise it's gonna spread its sickness.
I can see the value in that outlook.
Yes.
And if you want a more convincing case of that sickness, of what happens with that sickness, you only need to go through that door.
Oh, how's the queen doing? Have you cured her yet?
Is it bad?
Is it worse?
Does she have new laser appendages?
She hasn't had any. Went and looked through what that man made for her. And it's just more toxin and poison. And that toxin and all that poison, that's what's keeping her in this world.
So the only way she survives is with it.
I think the best thing for her is to let her go.
Unfortunately, and I don't mean to be harsh about this because, you know, her life may be miserable right now, and it might just get worse. But in our goal of reclaiming Drakkenheim until we find any of her children, she is one of our best tickets to protecting Drakkenheim.
Queen Lenore was a bright soul. And she's suffering in there. And she doesn't even know it. Because all that corruption has addled her mind. And you want to keep her in this world. You want to stain her soul. For that. I'm sorry, but I think that's wrong. I think that for there to be any hope of her spirit having any freedom or peace, we can't let this continue. She's lived in pain for 15 years. And I've worked miracles in my time. I've purged disease. I've brought people back from the brink of death. But I've never seen anything like that. That's evil. And I can't abide it.
Lady Ophelia,
I'm no lady. You can just
Oh.
call me Ophelia.
do trains exist in this world? Side note. No? Okay.
What?
I was going to use an analogy, but not if trains don't exist. Okay. What if keeping her alive saves thousands of people by helping us reclaim Drakkenheim? And what if losing her means that thousands of people could die? I'm going to ask my two comrades here.
Do you want me to help?
Do you see value in keeping her alive? Like, I don't know what her value is, but I feel like she is our biggest bargaining chip right now. And if one person and keeping her alive and miserable can help save the whole city,
Yeah.
it's the greater good.
Veo, it's not just that. The Lord Commander loves his queen. He obeys his queen. But if we don't get her any more of that, if we don't keep pumping poison into her body, I don't know what's going to happen to her mind. And the Lord Commander obeys when she speaks.
Then we neutralize the situation by giving her what she needs until we can be sure that her fate isn't tied to Drakkenheim.
So you want to pump more poison into her body. You want to keep doing this to her.
I don't want to, but we have to.
You have to also understand, Ophelia, that
I can't abide that. I think that's wrong. That's sick.
We all do a lot of things we don't want to do in Drakkenheim. Welcome to the city. I've been doing things I don't want to do for 15 years because of this mess. And I'm just trying to get everybody out of it. So that way they don't have to live like this anymore.
I think y'all been wandering around in the dark, doing what you think you have to do, because you're scared of getting burned when you turn on the light. And I can tell you that clawing around in the darkness like this is no way to live.
I've lived my whole life in the darkness. I've never been one for standing out in the light. It's just how I am.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too.
I think she's right. She's not the queen anymore. She's a monster driven by this toxic plague.
Okay,
The people
so
we distrust the most in the city all have it jammed in their chest. I mean, we treat it like a commodity, but it's a magical poison that infests the city.
Ophelia, I need a moment alone.
And I don't know if we are torturing her. Her existence is torture. You know.
I'm gonna say this.
And she's family.
You're not right. Oh yeah, you're not
Like
right.
this is the hardest for me. And technically, I think I have that thing where I have to make the decision because
No.
I'm the closest family.
Pluto, just hear me out on this for a second, okay?
What's that power of attorney?
No, no power of attorney
I have
for
to make,
you.
guys. It's gonna be tough, but
If we lose the queen, so that is the Silver Order's decision, not the Hooded Lanterns. The Hooded Lanterns, the Lord Commander, probably has the exact opposite viewpoint on this. So by making that decision, we lose this alliance. The Hooded Lanterns will be furious. We will break ties with them by making that choice.
we don't know any of that.
This is not a
The
decision
Lord Commander will obey the Queen.
that needs to be made now. It's like, can we not wait till after the battle to make this huge political decision?
It's a big move.
It's a big move, and I think if
The pieces are moving.
we can wait, if we can hold off and see where the pieces lie, then maybe we can give her peace, but she's the only thing that could potentially bring peace to Drakkenheim, and I'm not going to give that up in order to make sure that one person isn't poisoned by the delirium. Trust me, plenty of people have been poisoned by delirium, but none of them are the queen.
I recognize that there is need for discretion right now because of our alliance. But when the others of the Silver Order find out what's happened to Lenore, they're not going to accept it.
I also want to keep in mind that you're talking about killing the Queen of Drakkenheim, which is treason.
I think it's less about killing her and more like letting her die.
There's a difference.
You have an option to keep her alive.
I'm not a citizen of Drakkenheim.
But you're here.
I'm here.
Under the Queen's roof.
And I'm not saying to murder her is wrong. But letting her live, letting her go on like this, it's torture. And that's wrong too. And I don't think anything good can come from it. No more than anything good can come from all the other monsters that infest this city.
My one concern when you mentioned that the Lord Commander would do anything for her, if her mind slips to anywhere like it was when we found her, and she decides that she doesn't want to have friend, like what if she decides that she turns on the Hooded Lanterns?
Then we make that decision when it comes.
I don't disagree with you, but
I'm not saying kill her right now, but all I'm saying is that I think Ophelia has a point.
I think she does too. I just
This
want
poison
to weigh out our options and what impact it could have, because there's going to be a ripple effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we need to be aware of possible ripples.
But we also run out of time. I don't think we have any more. How much doses do we have? Because we were weaning.
I haven't been giving her anything. Any of this.
We have
you
delirium.
all said not to.
We could give her delirium. Like, we could just give her raw delirium.
I don't know.
Guys, this is the same world we live in. We have
Sustains
to
her
decide.
And she keeps begging for it.
We have to give her what she needs to live, or we have to let her die. But these are the decisions. We can't just keep playing this game of
sustenance
why
for
is
now.
This our decision?
Yeah,
the Lord Commander should be informed of this.
Yeah,
but because we want. Obviously, you guys want the Queen to live. That makes it our decision.
I don't want her to live
Oh, there it is.
I don't think
If she doesn't get what she needs, she's gonna die anyway.
Guys, I don't know if you guys have ever had to put down an animal that you love.
She's not an animal. She
When
is the
I
queen of
lost my
Drakkenheim.
horse-
She's the only tie we have right now to the
You're
royal
a
family.
horse?
Look, all I'm saying is that it seems like you guys have some trouble making some of these tough decisions. I've had to put down and murder a lot of the people that I love.
You didn't put them down. They were eaten by
We just
rats.
talked about how we weren't going to murder her.
It's
Also,
not murder.
we will
per
consider
se.
this. We will consider it, but I think for now we should sustain her until we can make a decision. We have more pressing things needing rather than dealing with losing our queen again.
Listen, we're going to address this after the fight tomorrow.
Could we potentially use her laser eyes in the fight? Just throwing it out there.
I don't think we want to put the queen on the front lines, to be honest.
I mean, it solves all issues.
Like we could just literally laser eye the Knoll people, and I think that would be kind of cool.
I like where your head's at. I don't necessarily agree.
It's just that if we're gonna, get two birds,
I'll say this:
one stone.
I've done everything I can for her. There's a good spirit in her. You can let that spirit free, or you can let it rot. And she takes her leave.
Things don't rot, Drakkenheim.
Things don't rot
Things don't rot in Drakkenheim.
in Drakkenheim.
Look, Olive Branch,
Mic drop.
Veo, Sebastian. This is a decision that might get made for us if we don't have a solution.
You know what, though? It's better if it's made for us rather than we make that decision and the Lord Commander finds out that we decided to let the Queen die.
We won't just. He can be informed. It's just, what if we found a way to reverse what's happened to her?
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that? Because that's something we haven't even tried.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, let's look at all our options, because if Ophelia is one person that's looked at her, and I feel like her judgments may be a little bit clouded with fire. I'm just saying. She's got a lot of fire going
A lot
on.
of flame.
Could get in the way of the vision. I think there's other options, but I don't think that letting her die for the sake of dying is the right call.
Do we need to bring Oscar Yorn back into
No,
this?
no, no, no. No, no.
I think Ophelia means well.
I think so.
And to clarify, just to give an addendum, if it helps your decision, Ophelia's conclusion is simple. Delirium will sustain the queen. Oscar Yorn's solution will sustain her and keep her lucid. But if she doesn't have either goals, she'll probably be dead in a week.
In a week.
So delirium won't sustain her and keep her lucid. She will be sustained but not lucid. Oscar Yorn's solution keeps her lucid, meaning that she is still capable of making decisions, meaning that I don't even know if I want to go in this room right now and talk to the queen.
If with delirium alone, she'll probably go mad again in a week. With nothing, she'll die in a week. But with both, she'll be fine. But her condition will not.
And the only person who has access to the keeping her lucid that we know of is Oscar Yorn.
But do we have any of his solutions? She said she hasn't given
Unless
her
you
any.
can figure out.
So that's...
Yeah.
Listen,
How
we
to
haven't talked to the
make her own.
Amethyst Academy yet.
The Amethyst Academy says they'll contact us when they need us, and we haven't heard from them in like a week.
There are 4 doses of Oscar Yorn's solution remaining.
How long do they last? Each
The-
dose?
Each dose, she needs a daily dose. She needs daily dosage.
So we could get her a week and 4 days, really, before...
Yeah.
I'd say let's sustain her for 4 days.
And then we have to solve the problem of getting her more solution, curing her illness, or deciding what to do with her.
I don't think giving her delirium is a right solution if it's not going to keep her mind well.
Guys, have you ever realized that like every time that we do anything in Drakkenheim, it's always like we have this many days before another massive horrible thing happens? Like
Welcome to Drakkenheim!
I want like a 3-day weekend. I want to like go shopping.
We're going to get
I
a
want-
really good vacation after this.
This is why I'm thinking of my retirement plan, Pluto.
Yeah, you want a me day, don't you?
I want an us day.
What about me?
Us.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you
I mean, I was, but you caught me. So us.
we were already planning our
I just want to
Oh,
get
yeah, and
in an inflatable tube with my food and roll down the Duran River.
And then at the end,
That's my day
Styx
off.
can collect you and put you back to the top, and so you can do it all again.
Yeah.
Can ferry you.
All right, so we have 4 days plus a week before the queen dies before we need to figure out a solution. We have a day before we're going into battle.
We have a plan to take the top of the gate.
Yeah.
We have a mole.
Right, Wagner.
But we gotta
We-
talk to the queen.
Have a queen that's becoming ever less
Unhinged or more unhinged.
more unhinged.
We should talk to her and see what's going on. See how she feels. Ready to go in?
Yeah, we should dismiss Ophelia.
She already left.
She already left.
Oh.
She just left.
I woke up.
I knock on the door. Rap, rap, rap. While I'm making that noise.
You may come in.
There's a regular knocking sound and Deo going wap wap wap.
We enter.
I walk in, again, doing a very deep bow. My queen.
Welcome back. It's so good that all of you are back. I understand the preparations are underway for the battle.
Yes.
Yes.
This is good. This is good. Do you think you could see to it that I have some of those lovely crystals?
Unfortunately, those crystals are hard to come by, but we can see if we can get you some of those potions that Oscar was giving you.
Good.
We did go deep into the city, and it's becoming harder and harder to get those crystals.
I've been feeling rather strange, like I don't feel so well. I'm sure it's fine. But the doctor's medicine was helping, it seemed.
It helps and hinders.
Have you any word of my children?
After the battle, that is one of our...
We don't have any new information.
We've been brought
Your
up to
Highness.
speed.
Yeah. That's
Certainly.
we'll fill you in. We know nothing.
We have an aim to find out more information through this battle to get to the cathedral. That is our first clue, our first aim. It's the arrow, the direction we're being pointed in.
Most excellent.
How do you feel? How you feeling?
I feel tired. Somewhat sick. But I am hopeful.
Would you like a meat pie?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, was there anything you wanted to talk to us about, or did you just want to see us and make sure we were okay?
At this time, no. I will want to see you after the battle, and if you have no updates on my children, there's not much to say. Where's your father's badge?
In order to make sure the preparations go for this battle, I had to temporarily give it up. But my aim...
The Lord Commander didn't seize it from you, did he?
No. No. It was
It
a
is
mission...
your right to bear that.
I agree. But... sacrifices had to be made in order to make sure we are triumphant with getting information about your children from the cathedral. In order to make sure we could get there, I had to temporarily put it in others' hands.
It is distressing. My ring is gone, too.
I haven't seen it since, well, back in the day. I remember you wore it quite frequently.
You haven't been wearing it lately.
I know. I seem
It's
to
not a
remember
lot.
having it.
Maybe
But
it's around here somewhere.
Maybe we can check the cathedral for you. Maybe it was with the other artifacts that are there.
Yeah.
With all the confusion in the city, the trinkets become lost.
As long as your father's badge is safe, there are, with the steward's badge and my ring, guard passageways that lead into Castle Draken. It's for the security and protection of myself, you must understand.
Those 2 items can get us into the castle?
Only through my private passages.
Damn it.
That's bad, right?
Well, we
No,
have it
nothing.
on good faith that we are getting the badge back.
And we will make sure to find that ring.
We will keep a close eye out for it.
We... What? Thank you, Queen.
Yes. All of this is things we knew. None of it new.
Well, I'm done with this conversation. I'm going to go wait outside.
Yeah,
and,
I
and
think-
Sebastian walks out, and you just hear...
Like muffled behind the door. And we're just trying to sit like
ring.
My queen, I think there are other concerns that our party needs to be privy to outside, including the security of this facility. So we must...
This
Go.
is true. Again, it only leads to the royal apartments. The rest of the castle proper, if there was any other protection still in place there, we would need others. But with the Lord Commander, there would be much more that we could do.
Well, we are starting to put the pieces together that'll lead us to figuring out how to get into the castle and for finding your children and the heirs to Drakkenheim. My lady, and I take another deep bow. I must take my leave, but please, I will send up the potion to make sure that you are feeling better.
Yes. Your Majesty.
Sorry, Your
Please.
Majesty. I also bow.
Please take care of yourself
I will.
and rest.
I go out the door.
I'll follow.
well,
Well, that was
So
disappointing.
as soon as we get outside, come on,
Guys, we had the keys to the castle.
well, we had a key to one of the rooms in the castle. We don't even know where the secret
Yeah,
entrance
that's better
is.
than everybody else in Drakkenheim being like, oh, we don't know how to get into the
And
castle.
what if the queen, with all of her friggin' knowledge and stuff, knows not only that they are keys, but also how to get in?
I'm sure
she
she
could
does.
be-
Guys, I think the Queen of Thieves just went very high on our kill list.
Oh, and we don't know how to kill her.
We gotta blow up that bomb she has.
That she stole.
Wait, she has the bomb and the keys to the castle?
We're slowly putting together her master plan. And she made us think that we were friends. That's the thing that makes me the maddest.
Yeah.
Is that I liked her. And I feel tricked.
I didn't. I've always felt dirty.
I was warming up to her. Like,
I'm always dirty.
she tricked me.
Well, I'm excited for...
I'm gonna take out all my vengeance on what's his name, Walter Wagner.
Wagner.
I mean, save it for the
Imposter
Knolls.
Wagner.
yeah,
as,
save it for the
um,
Knolls.
As you sit down, the queen's guard changes over, and one of the other guards steps into the room. One of Petra's closer companions, a woman named Elena Krieger, and she steps forward, the only guard in the room, and her voice changes, and she says, "I gave Rolf back. I think it would be better if you kept this between us for the time being."
Are you guys freaking out right now? Because I'm What? You gave Rolf back?
The says the hooded lantern soldier.
Are you-
Wagner was given back?
You don't recognize me, do you?
Are you the queen?
You're so sneaky.
I
I
just said I
returned
hated
Rolf.
you.
Wagner, he's safe.
Yeah.
He might not remember what happened. I've given him back. I'm keeping her for now.
Why are you telling us?
So that you just know how far behind in the game you are.
Yeah.
Can we have the ring back?
Why is it important?
It turns out you knew that it was. And that's what makes your questions so mean.
I'm going to hang out here for the next couple days, just to keep an eye on things. I was counting on you turning in Wagner, and now you're going to all look like idiots in front of the Lord Commander.
That happens often. Honestly. Yeah.
What if we just told everyone that you're here right now?
I'm counting on you doing it. Prove me wrong.
I
No,
will.
No, I don't have to do.
I'm not gonna tell anyone that you're here, and that'll show you. Playing right into my trap.
I feel like either way,
I'm
regardless
so
of what we do, you're gonna
confused.
have someone here, so there's really no point in letting them know future.
Look, I have one thing to say to you. Bravo. That was really cool. Like how you do all this. I'm really mad at you, but at the same time, I'm super impressed and I'm kind of scared. And all of it is creating a really mixed bag of emotions in my body right now. And I don't know how to really respond. And that's why I'm kind of being monotone. But I'm really scared and angry and furious and nervous. It's like a lot.
Thank you. Don't worry. I'll watch your back. I know that things are going to be a little bit tense tomorrow, and so I'll see if I can't swap out with one of the other soldiers that's going with that Anson fellow, and just keep an eye on how things are going.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so great.
We will let you know how things go in the cathedral, I guess.
What did you hear that we said about you?
I was very flattered. Thank you so much. We'll talk about it next time.
Oh,
man.
Sneaky queen.
Did she hear everything in the tower?
Okay,
Not
listen.
inside.
Let's just
probably.
assume that she's heard everything we've ever said about her ever.
Let's just assume that she knows.
She won't
she
be
knows that I
surprised
just-
when we try to
Let's
kill
just
her.
assume that she knows everything, and
She
we
knows
know
her death is
nothing.
coming
She
at the
knows-
hands of us. We're
she-
not even going to be quiet
She's
about
taunting
it.
us now.
She knows that I've just put her on the top of my kill list. She just smiled at me and said thanks.
But I don't know if she's threatened by that.
Nothing scares me more than her saying thank you to me putting her on the kill list.
I'll tell everyone you're here. I hope you do. No, that's reverse psychology. Now I don't know what to do. What game am I playing? This is just like Boggle.
We shouldn't play mind games. We
So-
should just play kill games.
Yeah, let's play for keeps.
Yeah.
Let's play for keeps.
Because obviously we're not good at puzzles.
As long as there's no more puzzles and we can just murder everything, I think we're gonna do okay. It's board game night, and I'm here for blood. No more minotaurs. Man, she got us again. How did if what? My brain shutting down.
Dear fans, kill Queen of Thieves? How do?
You try next
How
week.
How do?
What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Come on.
That's where we're going to wrap things up, though, for tonight. Big game coming next week. Another full session of just role-playing and some cool... I don't think I said anything for like 30, 40 minutes. It was lovely. I was listening and just like
Did we
taking
roll
notes.
a dice?
We rolled a couple.
I rolled
Veo
some
made
perception.
A couple
Oh,
perception
yes,
checks.
yes.
Yeah.
I did a couple. I did
Yeah.
a D6.
I don't think I rolled a dice.
Yeah.
Rolled
A D6.
But thank you all for following
yes,
along.
I did roll
I
a
hope
D6.
everyone at home enjoyed all that. It's so much fun to hear all of your scheming, and then I just wanted to play too. So
Yeah, sorry if we. I don't know. I think that we needed to have that discussion. We did invite the Rat Prince up eventually.
it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a big thank you to our cast as always: Jill, Kelly, and Joe. As Veo, Sebastian, and Polito, respectively, and a huge thank you to Kyle, who works behind the scenes to run everything on the stream, keeps chatting with you all, our loyal and so essential stream Sasquatch, as well to Clayton, our producer, who gets the show uploaded onto YouTube.
And thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome gaming accessories. You didn't get to see them today because we talked a lot, but he makes amazing, amazing stuff. Initiative trackers, flight stands, and coming very soon, he's going to have risers for terrain. And he has a Kickstarter going on to help get that project a reality. So go check out his Kickstarter.
Nice.
Always a big thank you to Tabletop Audio, which we use for all the ambient music in Drakkenheim to really set the tone, get the mood, the feeling. You guys listen to it all the time. We create some amazing playlists, and it's all free. Check it out, tabletopaudio.com. Enhance your dungeon experience.
And finally, thank you to 100 Years Boar for the amazing voiceover in our intro video that ushers in our amazing show every week. So thank you so much for that. And check him out here streaming on Twitch.
We didn't use them tonight, but we normally do use lots of terrain by Dwarven Forge and miniatures by Hero Forge and WizKids. And tonight's episode was, of course, sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. They've sent us a fantastic collection of their premium metal dice. Not too many of them rolled tonight. I think I rolled a D6.
I rolled an 8.
I was
rolled a
rolling
4.
really
Oh,
good
no, I
on-
did roll a few D20s as well for stealth checks. So there were a few dice rolled, just not too many. But be sure to head on over to skullsplitterdice.com to use the discount code DDUDES to save 15% off your very first order with them. And I remembered that I have to make sure that the link to the giveaway is updated after the stream. So as soon as I get off the mic, I'm going to make sure that that's done.
Siri reminded me too.
Excellent.
Wahaha.
Excellent.
And if you're enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, check out our Patreon. You can follow the links below, or you can go to patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. And by doing so, you get to join our amazing Discord community, and you get to chat with all of us about Drakkenheim, cool theories. We have a spoiler chat, a general chat, and a special chat that's just for you guys and Monty, where you get to discuss theories on what could happen next that we don't get to look at. And you also have a occasional rare opportunity to witness a Kyle Sasquatch appear in the chat, and Joe and Jill and myself as well just talk about nerdy stuff in there once in a while. So it's pretty cool.
Fun, so fun.
We have a lot of fun.
Awesome. And as always, check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes, where we post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel. We cover everything Dungeons and Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in Drakkenheim.